What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Where the Locals Skate. I'm your host once again, OG Skate Show. This is a podcast where we get to know local skaters from around the world today. And of course, here with me always, we have the Couch Boys.
What's up, everybody? Glad to be back. I missed you all.
David Peralta and Victor Castillo.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
And now, let's introduce our guest this week. We have a very special guest in the studio. We have Renato De Moraes. Did I say it right?
Yeah, pretty close, pretty close. Yeah.
Moraes.
There you go.
De Moraes.
Yes. Renato De Moraes. But
Damn, I told you I was going to butcher that. Dude, well, thank you for coming down.
of course,
Dude,
man.
we really appreciate you being here.
Of course. Appreciate the opportunity, of course. Thank you.
Tell everybody where you're from and what city you're repping.
Yeah, originally I'm from Brazil, and my city is Osasco, which is it's near São Paulo. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with. That is the big metropolis in Brazil. So I'm like right outside the big like New York
Right.
of Brazil.
Is it like maybe like a 30-minute drive? An hour?
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
It's basically that, like
Kind of like being LA and Whittier.
yeah,
Something
somewhat.
like that.
It's just that the city of São Paulo, it's more like New York. Because like in LA, you see the buildings in the middle there and spread.
Right.
In New York, it's just buildings.
Buildings
São
everywhere.
Paulo is like that. It's more
Oh,
like
wow.
buildings all over. And I'm like one city outside. So,
Okay.
yeah, like even though there was the skate scene in São Paulo, we had to make our own city, our scene, because it was a little bit outside. Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. And where did you start skating?
Well, I started there. I had an older brother. I have an older brother, Marcelo. Shout out. That he is 6 years older than me.
Uh-huh.
So he was skating mid 80s. 1986, I would say. There was a fever in Brazil at that time. Like everybody was skating, and he was skating. But then about like a year later, everybody, all the older brothers from the neighborhood, they all stopped, and the younger ones kind of took over. So I would say around like around 87.
87, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, you showed us a photo of you, and you had like an old school board then, too.
Yeah.
I got a question. So you got into skateboarding because of your brother, and like was it your brother that got you into skateboarding, or how old were you when you got into skateboarding?
When I got in, I was about 7. But what's interesting, even though I started because I saw him doing it, we never really skated together because he only skated for about a year. So when he stopped, that's when I started. And as a matter of fact, like my first board, I bought a used board from one of his friends. All the guys that were skating with him, because they really never got into it so much. So they all skated for about a year and a half and then quit. So I ended up my first board was actually a good board but used. So yeah, that's
okay, so you said you never skated with them, but later on, did you ever get to skate with them?
No. Like I was thinking about that on the way here. Like I never had a session with my brother
That's crazy. Yeah.
because he just stopped and never really cared about it,
Yeah.
and I just
Sometimes that happens with people, but glad that you picked up the board.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes. I since I started, I haven't really stopped.
So how does he feel about your skating now?
Oh yeah, he's proud of me.
supports it.
He's proud of what I kind of accomplished.
Yeah.
On skating, because he knows I started because of him. He was a big influence on me, like not just skating, but like music. Like rock and roll and stuff, music stuff that
Right.
If it wasn't
he
for
knew
him.
he knew what was cool.
Right. He
right.
already knew about good music,
Right.
like punk rock and hardcore.
You were just like soaking it up while you
yeah,
can.
I was 7. Like
You're like a little sponge.
Yeah, I was just watching. Like he was basically a teenager, and I was 7. So to me, I was just wherever he would go, I would just go with him. Like at the time, he had a small motorcycle. He would just put me in the back and take me places.
That's cool.
So no, big shout out to my brother here. Like a
What's
lot
his
of
name?
Marcelo.
Marcelo. Shout
Shout
out.
out Marcelo.
Yep.
So when you were 7 and before you seen the skateboard, what were you into?
Just regular kid things, like playing soccer, playing with, marbles, things like little kids they would do at the time. And even after I got my first board, I want to say between like 7 years old and 10 years old, I was still doing those other things too. I was not just skating, you know. I would skate, but up until that time, I was not even telling myself that I was a skater. Like, I think I started skating for real when I was about 11.
Okay.
You know, that was like 91, you know. So even though like my first few boards, it's still the old boards with fat wheels and no nose, you know. By the time I started skating for real was the big pants and tiny wheels.
Was it the style that drew you in? Did you already watch videos or something, or were your friends kind of stepping it up and you were stepping it up, or
it was more my friends?
More your friends?
Because videos in Brazil, they first of all, it was very hard to get to the videos. Like nobody really had, you know, if someone had was a copy of a copy on a VHS, very bad quality, and I don't know, at the time, like what you see on this interview here, one common theme is changing crews. Like when I first started right there between 7 and like 10, I was skating with a little crew. A bunch of them stopped and I kept going.
Right.
So then when I was around 11, I started skating for another crew.
Right.
You know, and then they were the ones that started introducing me to, oh, let's go to a skate park. I didn't, well, first of all, we didn't even have a skate park in my city. Like the skate park was really far from home, but they were the ones that first took me to a skate park and first showed me videos. Shout out here, Julio. Yeah, those were the guys that actually showed me. But at the time, I still didn't really understand.
Right.
11. Like,
Right. But that's cool, man, because, I mean, that's everything. When you start, like you said, you got to see virtual reality.
yeah.
And that was like, even for me, that was a game changer at my age, and that made me want to step it up.
Yeah, no, virtual reality, I didn't really understand the tricks. I was too young to understand what was switch or fakie, what was, why they were hard. I just remember, Pat Duffy skating giant rails.
In the rain and shit.
I remember that. Like, when the first Plan B video came, Questionable, came out, like, that was, I had no idea. I had no idea what that was because it was way
it was so
too ahead.
advanced. Yeah.
Way too ahead of time. I think I started realizing what about tricks and style as well when Girl Goldfish came out. You know, the tricks, I was not just watching people skating giant gaps and giant rails, because when Girl Goldfish came out, it was more like ledge tricks like up 3 stairs, down 3 stairs, manuals, so there I identify myself a little more.
And they brought like the style too with it, like they were
the
like
clean
look, right? Yeah, because I remember in virtual reality they were still learning it, like everything was just getting thrown out there, because some of it was first time, that's ever been done. And then when you see Girl come out, these guys already perfected their flips and everything, so now they're flipping into things better.
Yeah,
it was beautiful.
I got a question. Taking it back to 7 years old when you were young, really getting into skateboarding, what did your parents think about that? Were they supportive, or like they didn't want you on the skateboard, or how did you do it when you were a kid?
It was just a toy. At 7 years old, was just a toy, just a different toy.
They kind of just looked at it like, hey, he's out there being a kid, right?
Yeah. Up until that point, what we're probably going to talk about later, when you're getting 17, 18, then is a problem. You know, like why are you doing this? Like go work or do something else.
Find a job, or you're growing
go to college. Something else. But up until that time, no, I was just a child. Like I haven't like even gotten to like any competitions or nothing. So they just thought it was a little game. But around that time right there, like virtual reality time, like when I was around 11 and 12, that's when I entered like my first competition. I went to this one park. The park was called Prestige. It was about like an hour away. It was far though. You had to skate about 45 minutes to the train station. From the train station was another 35 minutes. Wow. And then from the train station to the park was another 45 minutes skating on the streets.
Wow.
But was far. But that was my first competition. The category wasn't even a beginner. Was, I don't know what you call it, children. It was based on your age, really, So my first competition, I ended up getting first place. So that's when I got home and I had like a pair of shoes and like a trophy and shit. Then my parents, they were like, oh, okay.
Maybe he's good.
Yeah, that's when they're like, oh, there's something here, you know.
Right.
So I'm not gonna say that they were against me. They were never really against me. It's just they just thought that was pointless, you know. There's no future with it. But once I got at least, you know, my first trophy, my first prizes, they were like, oh, at least we're not gonna be spending money buying stuff for this guy, you know, because it started being like self-sufficient, like
that's cool.
Quite early, you know.
That's cool.
How were skateboards back over there in Brazil back in the day? Were they expensive? Was it hard to get skateboards, or how did you get your boards?
They were expensive and very bad quality. As a matter of fact,
were they was it Brazilian brands or?
Yeah, they're Brazilian brands. Like since the beginning, they were always Brazilian brands. Of course, nowadays there are a lot of American brands there as well. But
they got to be more expensive, right?
Oh, way! Like I would say, like a board is double the price.
Mm-hmm.
But the actual type of wood, they don't use maple. They use this other wood called marfim. I don't know in English the name.
Okay.
But the wood, I would say, you skate 1 week, you already lose the pop.
Oh wow!
You know, it's really bad quality.
Flat, yeah.
You know, that's why again it's half the price. You know, but. And everything was the same. Like the trucks, they were alright, but they were heavier. The wheels, they were alright, but you get flat spots.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all I knew. You know, you don't have options for anything.
Right. So you gotta do what you gotta do.
Can we take a break real quick?
Sure. Let's take a quick break. All right, we're back. Yeah, we want to make sure the mics are working. Hopefully they are. Hopefully we're not cutting in and out. Yeah. But yeah, man, that's crazy because I know the quality out there is probably not the best, but you have to do what you got to do and
you make it work, you know.
Like, I mean, even me, dude, like I remember growing up, I always bought the cheapies because I couldn't afford the expensive wheels, and then the $10 wheels would get flat spots quick.
Yeah, the shoes too. Oh my god, the Brazilian shoes, they were terrible.
Oh my god, did they try to make like a skate shoe too?
Yeah, skate shoes. They had brands, skate shoe brands.
Like what brands would you say, or what were they? You know, like just
I don't want to burn their names, you know, but let's just say that they were not good quality.
The quality
you get a hole on the bottom, like you know, like just in a short period.
Yeah.
Like a month.
Yeah.
Like a month, you're not supposed to get a hole in the bottom. And at the time, like I said, my parents, they didn't want to be buying shit. You know, so I was always fixing it. Like what I used to do, those shoes, I used to cut you know those inner tubes from bicycles?
Yeah.
I would cut those things and put on the inside of the shoe like this to
like
cover
an extra layer, right?
Right. Yeah.
And that was way before shoe glue or like glue gun and all that.
No, way before.
I mean, we used to use duct tape.
Duct tape.
I used to use glue sticks.
Glue sticks, but all those things, I don't know how this is gonna sound, but all those things, they were expensive in Brazil. Mm-hmm. Duct tape was expensive in Brazil.
Wow. No way.
Whew.
Wow.
Okay, let's say about 3 years after that. Okay, I was working at a skate shop, maybe 3 or 4. I was skating at a skate shop, and they would sell duct tape not by a roll. We would actually, like the skate shop owner, he will buy a roll. We'll cut like let's say like a meter like this, you know. Okay. We'll cut and then roll on like what do you call popsicle? Those little
popsicles.
Yes, we would roll on those and sell that.
Wow.
Damn.
They were very expensive.
You know what? That's crazy. We never seen that out here, you know? Like we use the shoe glue, but dude, that's pretty good idea for like, you know?
Yeah.
That's badass.
Like there was no shoe glue. I don't remember shoe glue at all. But we'll put like super glue, you know, which super glue would help, but will make kind of slippery, you know?
Yeah.
It doesn't grip as well. But.
That's why I like like I said, the glue sticks, because when they dry up, they're a little bit more rubbery, so it has a little bit more grip. So I would just go to 99-cent store, buy a pack of it, and then melt it with saliva.
We had it easy like that.
I know. Look, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But you guys have, you know, that 99-cent store right there have everything that you need right there.
No more. They're
well,
gone.
not anymore.
They're gone now. They had everything.
But a lot of things here, we just didn't have access there.
Yeah.
They just didn't have it.
And that's what's crazy about life. Like people who live in different countries. People in America don't understand how different it is in other countries.
Well, and you know, it's nobody's fault. Like
Yeah.
if I grew up here, it would be the same.
Yeah.
You know, it's just I was there. So once you get here, you see like, whoa, everything's so cheap.
Like
Everything's cheap here, man. Compared with
over there.
compared with over there, food and like clothing, like anything. To buy a car, oh my god. Wow. Oh my god. Like
You have to have some money.
yeah, we'll get to it. To the car part, we'll get to it.
Okay. Are you goofy or are you regular?
Regular.
Regular. All right.
But I seen some of your parts, man. You skate switch. Like, when did you start realizing about switch? Were you a youngster or later on when you started getting older?
When I was young, when I was about like 12 or so, because actually at that time was when switch became a thing. You know, like nobody skated switch. Like let's take that back. Right? Mar Gonzalez, those guys, they did. But anyone that had a board with no nose, how you gonna skate switch? Like you had to just go on top of the board the wrong way, I guess. But around like when I was like 12 or 13, I had a good friend of mine, Gelinho, his name.
Shout out.
And shout out Gelinho. And I remember he was skating switch, and I'm like, how come? Why he's doing all these tricks both ways? And that got me into him. Like I started to focus on skating both ways.
That's cool.
But funny fact about this. One time I saw an interview with Guy Mariano. He said something that made a lot of sense. There are times that your switch trick become regular. Okay? Hear me on this one, huh? I knew how to do crooked grind, regular. And then I learned how to do switch. Now, at the time, switch crook was like a big deal, was hard, you know? So everywhere I'll go skate in a competition or whatever, I will do the switch crook because it's way more valuable, you know? But then I did so much switch crook that now I do the switch crook better than the regular.
Right.
So see, it's kind of like
my switch
crook, and now is like the regular.
Regular tricks.
Yeah, and the regular became switch.
You know, it's funny that the same thing happened with my no slides now. Like switch no slides are just locked in because in my mind it's a tail slide, you know?
Right,
you know what I mean? So you're just you got all your weight there and it just works out and you're just sitting on your tail essentially, but it is a switch no slide.
And I can relate too because I do so many switch flips and like my switch flips look so much better than my kick flips. Yeah. Everyone thinks my switch flip's a regular kick flip. Same thing with my switch heels. They just pop up and catch to my feet. I'm just like,
yeah. No, a bunch of tricks I trust better the switch than the regular one.
Yeah.
But in my case, at least, I think it's just because I was doing more.
More, yeah.
You know, especially back then, there was very few people that were doing the tricks. You know, switch like often. You know, people would do it, but was not normal. You know, for you to go to like a beginner competition, someone doing a switch 5-0 or something like that was extremely rare.
Right.
So at that time, to me, like I kind of worked on my advantage. You know, like every kid out there, like little kid would go in a box and do a 5-0. I'll do switch. That will be like, oh, you know,
extra points for you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
At the time, I used that for my advantage for sure.
Yeah.
I learned skating switch like quite early.
How many competitions do you think you've been in?
Like
lots.
That's
cool.
I used to be pretty good in AMs. Like AMs, I have trophies and trophies and trophies. Like,
and that led to you getting sponsored.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, so to bring back right there that I mentioned my first competition, I got first place and got some. So because that one was based on my age, since I entered and got first place right away, I'm like, you know what? Next year now, I'm gonna go on a beginner category. You know. So, and all this is just in one skate park. I didn't really know anything about industry, magazines, nothing. It's just me getting into this one skate park that they had
And it's your first time skating it as well?
Well, I mean, it's the first time that I'm going competitions.
Right. Okay,
you know?
but you were familiar with the setup?
Yeah, I was familiar with the skate park already.
Okay.
So as a beginner, like for that whole year, I entered, I don't know, maybe another 4 or 5, you know. And I was always between the first 3, you know, so I did well and stuff. But then, my last competition, my last one as a beginner was in 94, was the year 94. And I thought that I did very well, but you know, and I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but the judges didn't let me win that shit.
Oh.
And I was fucking pissed. I was like, you know what? Next year I'm gonna turn M. I'm not going anymore. So the next year, my first as an M, I got first place.
Dope.
And then that signed, you know, that lined me up with a sponsor, and then things started to happen. You know, like, because my first sponsor was this brand called Streets Down, which makes no sense. Why Brazilian brand called Streets Down? But that brand was very helpful to me because the owner, he would travel with the team to all the competitions all around the state. So that's how, you know, I got exposed to, you know, other areas, other people, other crews, and that's how I kind of started like to build.
Yeah, you start networking.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I got a question, bro. When you were entering these competitions, what was your mentality? How would you prepare yourself?
Good question, because you see I changed with the years. Like when I was M, like my first 3 years, like 95, 96, and 97, I would go with the mentality of I wanna win. I wouldn't say win, but I wanna at least do well. Mm-hmm. So instead of me trying like really hard tricks that I might miss, I would stick to basics, you know, like backside flip, tray flip, you know, like nose grind. You know, I would never try something hard. So this first 3 years right there, I was
playing it safe.
Yeah, I was playing safe and I was doing very well. Mm-hmm. You know, like 15, 16, and 17-year-old right there. That time right there was the time that I was doing well in competitions. But that's when I discovered really like videos. That's when I started like Brazil. They started making some videos there, and I was like, oh, I need to get involved with that. But with videos, they were always filming on the streets. But luckily for me here, exactly at that time right there in my city, they made a plaza, like a street plaza,
right? That
was really good. Like, I mean, really good, like with good ledges. There was a water fountain, like really good cement ledge. And there was some wooden benches. So that to me right there it's what made me flip, you know, like, so the last, like right there from like 98 and 99, mm-hmm. instead of focusing on competitions, I would still go. But I had an alcohol problem at that time right there. So most of the competitions I would go and I wouldn't really do well because I was just partying.
You were drinking before the competition?
Yeah, I'll show up drunk. What the heck?
Okay.
Because the laws about alcohol in Brazil, they don't really work.
Right.
You know.
Are you allowed to drink at 18 or?
Yeah, it's 18 and above, mm-hmm. but you go to a market in a corner.
You can buy it.
You just buy it.
Yeah.
So like when I was about like 16, 17, I was drinking and I would show up to the competition drunk.
But everybody was doing that kind of, weren't they? Not everybody, but
my crew was.
The scene. Right?
You know, the guys that would go with me, we were.
Yeah.
So like, and I didn't know how to have a couple of beers or have some wine, or I would just drink whatever show up.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And then when it's out, let's get some more.
Yeah. so that was messing me up so bad. And on top of all that, this plaza that I was skating was in an area, a good example. You know Cherry Park in Long Beach?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know how I have a bunch of bars all around right there? Nightclubs all around right there?
Yeah.
That's how it was in there. So...
It was very accessible.
Oh, it was so easy.
Yeah.
You skate all day, and when you see the bars right there, let's just drink and party.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And this place where I was, it was kind of a hub for people from cities that were farther from São Paulo. So like, you know, like here's São Paulo, my city Osasco is right next to it. But then from the cities that are farther out, they would all come to my city.
It's like almost your city was like Reno. You know,
right.
It's like Vegas is here. Here's Reno. Here's your other option.
Right.
Vegas or
it's
Reno.
the closest option. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So for people that lived farther this way, they would all come to my city and hang out. Party. Yeah. So like girls, you know, and there was like 3 clubs in the same area right there. Mm-hmm. So it was normal for us to skate all day and then party all night.
Yeah.
You know, but at that time, because I was skating so much street, that's when my, skateboarding really evolved, because I started trying, the tricks that I was actually seeing videos, because I started understanding the tricks. I'm not just watching something that I have no idea anymore. So around like 98, that's when I think my skateboard kind of came to like the next level.
You evolved into that street skater where you're getting creative now.
Yeah, because I started doing my own stuff instead of just, I want to go competition, get the first place. Like I will go competition. My last 2 years as I would always still go to the finals, but instead of doing a nose grind, I'll try to do a pop shove and nose grind, and sometimes I'll miss,
Right.
But
it was worth the gamble if you got it.
Exactly, it was worth the gamble, and I started noticing because on these competitions, the guys that will film for the Brazilian videos, they will come, and if I'm just doing the basic and getting first place, they will barely film me. Like they wouldn't really film me.
They're filming you when you were doing the gnarlier tricks.
The gnarlier tricks, they started filming. So I'm like, hold on a second. I need to start doing this if I want to get in the videos like this. So, that's how I kind of started like making my name besides just getting, doing well in a competition. Was more like that transition right there.
Right.
About more like street spots.
Street spots, yeah. Taking what you learn from the park and applying it to the streets and that's because that's where everything's at, though. I mean, that's where the skaters get their most credit. I feel like from the core skateboard
from the core, And I'm sorry. At my city, we didn't have a skate park. Was like I said, it was really far to get there. So we really would only skate the spots that were like on the way to the train station. Like on the way somewhere, we would stop. But once they made that plaza, that's when changed everything, because it was not only a very good spot, but was like in a downtown area, has again, party, girls,
right?
Everything that you need is all there.
Yeah.
And it was, although I didn't live there, I lived still kind of far from it, maybe like 25 minutes from it. But because I was there every day of my crew, we owned that place.
Yeah.
So that made the whole
your
difference.
spot. That's cool, man. That's so cool.
I had a question. Is that the spot that you see like in videos, like in it's like kind of like red like ledges, or not? Like to skate has like ledges to mani pads and stuff too, or not? It's a different spot.
They're just ledges. If you watch my videos, and I have like pictures in magazines and sequences in magazines, there. Most there.
What's this one right here?
That's in front of my house, actually. My house is the house in the background right there. That's
in Brazil. Is that in Brazil or here?
Yeah, that's in Brazil right there. That's a photographer here, Flavio Samelo. Shout out. That's my dad's truck. Like he used to do movings. And I used to work with him. So one day I asked him to park backwards, and that's how I did the trick.
Open up the doors.
But hey, hold on. Let me mention something on this one, huh? I saw Day One doing on top of the truck after I did this, okay?
Okay.
After. I did not know, I did not see his stuff until I did this.
Did people say something about it before?
They said after.
Yeah.
Like after came out.
Oh, they're trying to say like, you copied them, or?
Well, they were saying, like Day One. I'm like, well, wait a second. Maybe Day One did like me.
Yeah.
Maybe Day One saw your photo first, and then hey, you gave me an idea.
No. But let's just say, we thought alike.
Yeah.
Thought alike. And my idea was to do it on top.
Yeah.
But the problem is those trucks, they're short.
Yeah.
So when you jump, you don't have time to stop.
Yeah.
And my dad was like, no way, you're gonna fly out.
Okay.
They're like
they weren't the long trailers; those are short trailers.
These are short trailers.
Yeah. They're like little box trucks, right?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And even this, like when I landed, I would bang like at the end, so my dad got pissed because he got like really banged up because every time that
you'd like slide out, hit the trucks or something.
Yeah.
Okay, how did your dad feel after he saw the picture?
Oh, he was proud of it. There's a little picture in the corner right there that he's actually on the side. Because at this time I turned pro already. Okay. So, at this time my dad, like my family, they were backing me.
Yeah.
Like they were really backing me. We'll rewind to talk about that transition.
Let's rewind it before you went pro and how they felt about that.
Yes. Let's talk about that. That's the way I turned pro was very unusual. Okay, I don't think I ever heard anybody turning pro that way, but was unusual to say the least. So like I said, 98, 99, I was an am. I was getting in the Brazilian videos. I already had like a spot check interview in a magazine. I was like doing my thing. It was pretty cool. And I had in mind, to turn pro in the year 2000.
Yeah.
Okay? I already had that in mind because a lot of the AMs that were like with me at the same time, some turned pro in 99, some turned pro, they were turning pro in 2000. So my goal was to all, to be together. I didn't want to be like, what does Kelly say? Man am. Yeah, because I was already an am for 5 years.
Yeah.
Right.
So indeed, that was my plan right there. But then, the sponsor that I had in 99 right there, right before I turned pro, the company was somewhat big. It's called Narina. Adelmo Jr.?
Yeah.
He used to be pro for them when I was am.
Okay.
Cool.
So that was right when he came. He jumped the ship because he saw that was not doing well. He came. And I was about to turn pro, so I came to the guys and like, okay, so I'm gonna do something here. And then the owner was like, well, if you turn pro, I'm not gonna be able to pay your salary. I'm not gonna give you a board. You're just gonna give the same thing. As an AM, you're gonna do the same thing. I'm like, so I'm gonna turn pro, but nothing gonna change? Like, yeah, nothing gonna change. And I'm like, man, that's not good.
How does that? Because I thought pro was getting your name on a board.
Right. That even more than the salary to me was the board. At the time.
But then again, back in the day, like when Tony Hawk was a skateboarder, right? When he was doing his competitions, when you signed up, you either signed up as amateur or you signed up for pro. Like there was no like checking anybody's IDs and saying,
right.
You know what, a pro card.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that's where I'm going right there.
Yeah.
Because see, so that's the case. I was an AM, and then like the year ended 99, so 2000 is coming. I'm like, okay, am I going to stay AM representing this company? So now any other company that see me, they're gonna think I'm doing fine with these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? I quit.
Mm-hmm.
So I quit the sponsors, and instead of having any sponsors, I just turned myself pro with no sponsor. So I went to my first pro competition. I ended up going to the finals.
Mm-hmm.
So that right there, then other brands started paying attention on me, and then I got hooked up with another brand, and they made my board and my wheels.
Okay.
And then they hooked me up with a salary, and started getting some money, like relatively speaking, for the skateboard, profession was all right money for the time. So like.
That's cool that you got a salary though.
Yeah, no, it was nice. Nice. What do they call when you get
royalties?
Royalties. Yeah.
Royalties. Yeah.
Yeah, I was getting royalties on my boards and
So
royalties.
if you got like this, you get.
I'll get on that one. I'll get to that one.
Yeah.
I'll get to that one because that was
Photo
to me was a
incentive.
big photo incentive was a big deal for me.
Mm-hmm.
So when I turned pro and that happened right there, I went to the finals. I started riding for this other company called Supercharge. And they were relatively small in there, but they really gave me a chance. They really, like instead of making me be like them, like the company, they were like, no, we're gonna make the company like you.
Yeah.
Right.
So at the time,
That's cool. You don't have to fit their aesthetic.
yeah, no, because at the time, because again, they're not a big company. They were a little bit smaller, but they were selling well nationwide. Like they were selling like all around the country. So they're doing well.
Great. Yeah.
And it was funny when they made my wheels, man. Because wheels, as you guys know, is always 50, 51, 52, all the way 54. That's the usual, right?
Yeah.
And at the time, I was really into getting something a little bit different. I didn't want to make the same. Because they had the supercharged wheels of those sizes. So I'm like, okay, if you're going to make mine, I want mine 49.
Yes.
49.
Yes.
49.
Like the old 90s.
Skinny 49.
That's small.
It's small, well, but not for the time.
Yeah.
The time was alright. So when I made my wheels, At first, they were very skeptical. They didn't want to make it. When they made, mine was the best selling.
Sold
No
out.
way.
Best selling compared to the other ones. The same, you know. So
Because of the size, and then
yeah, because it was mine. It was not just a regular wheel that they put my name.
Yeah.
They actually.
I love the fact that they're like, did you get those 49s? No, they're talking about, did you get Renato's
Yes.
wheel? You know what I mean?
Yes, it became a thing.
And then
Yeah.
it was more intimate because you designed the wheel. You asked for the specific size, so
yeah.
it was really your preference and what you like to skate.
It was
That's
your
what
wheel.
made it your wheel.
Yeah,
basically.
at the time was selling well. Like, again, you know, not international, but in Brazil.
Did they make everybody's else wheels now 49s?
No, they. In my opinion, it was great that they made mine 49 and nobody else.
Oh, that's good.
You know,
Yes.
I rather that because it was just unique.
Exactly.
So I was with them for quite a bit. They made an ad with me in a magazine as a pro, like when I first got on.
Is that in your portfolio?
Yes, it is. I got a sequence in a ledge. I did like a fakey tail half cab flip out. So they sent this photographer, the Flavio Samello, this guy, and once I met him, he's like, "Look, man, we need to do something for an interview here. We need to get a lot of shit to do an interview." So I started photographing more and more and more, and then we made enough for this article right there. It's a 12-page. Thank you, Samello. Shout out 100% to the magazine as well.
What's the magazine called?
It's called 100%.
100%?
It's 100%. They're still around, by the way. So when that came out, then I had the photo incentive, right? So they would pay me a photo incentive per page.
Ooh, 12 pages.
I know.
Ah.
So when it came out, they were like, oh my God, how are we gonna pay this guy here? Because
they had to change the rules.
no, well, they tried to convince me to not pay for one page.
Right.
Like the first page, there was a 2 spread, you know, they're like, oh man, can we just pay one here? So I'm like, sure, you know, guys always help me, so let me give you guys a break. So at the time when they pay me for that, so with the money that I made, I had 2 options. I could buy a camera, like a digital high 8 at the time, which was really good already. Or I could buy an old beat up car. That's how expensive cars are there.
No way.
Yeah. I bought a camera.
That's how much the camera costs too, as much as the car.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. It was extremely expensive. I never had a car in Brazil at all. Never
But
had.
you chose the camera.
I chose the camera because at the time I needed to film, you know. So I'm like,
and you have 4 wheels under your feet already.
right, I'll make it happen. The transportation system in Brazil works quite well, actually.
Right.
Like what?
Not like here, where you need a car here.
What makes no sense? But for some reason, there, the buses and the trains, they work very well, and it's very cheap as well. You know, not like here it's expensive to take the train, and like to get the train just to go to LA, like it's like $11 or $15.
I took the train to San Francisco one time and I was like, really? $90?
Yeah.
I'm like, come on.
Yeah, it's expensive here, but there kind of works. So that's why I kind of didn't really care about the car, you know. So I just got myself a camera and kept filming. You know, oh yeah, as a matter of fact,
the camera that will eventually pay for itself if you keep getting ads.
Yes.
You know?
As a matter of fact, let me rewind just a little bit on this subject, the camera, because around '97, there when I started skating that plaza, a friend of mine, Marcio, shout out Marcio, he got a camera. So I'm lucky enough to have had footage from '97 all the way until now, because like when I was with him. From like 97 to 2000, we filmed with 2001. We filmed with his camera. Then in 2002, I got my camera. So then, you know, I filmed for a few years, and then moving to US. So let's talk about that part now. You know, like what happened now.
I was gonna ask, what made you want to move to the US?
Okay, let's
skateboarding.
Skateboarding.
I know skateboarding, but it's like, what made you say like, fuck it, I'm gonna pull the trigger and let's move to the US?
Yeah, because that was a big move. You know, like what happened was my friend Marcio and another good friend of mine, Clayton Kill, shout out. They came here to US in '99. So when they came, they were not really pursuing the skateboard career anymore. They were already kind of done. And
They came here for skating though.
yeah, they did. They rode for a few, like, companies got like some flow here and there, but never really. They already didn't have the intention
Right.
of becoming like, you know, oh, I want to become a pro here. They didn't have that. So I was there in Brazil again all the way into 2002, and then they went back to Brazil to visit, and they're like, look, we are going back to US in 2003. Like, if you want to come, like, now
You
is the
ready?
best time. Now, here comes a point in my life that when I look back now, I'm like, wow, the world was so different. I was 22 and I consider myself old. On the skateboarding world,
Yes.
It is.
I know what you're talking about.
in the skateboarding
Especially
world,
at that year,
yes.
they made it fit. Nowadays it seems.
Yeah,
more
now it's normal.
Yeah.
Now it's normal. Look, I'm 43, I'm skating.
Yeah.
But at the time, 22, I was already old. So when the opportunity came to come, I was like, okay, I might go and try to do the skating a little bit, but if it doesn't work, I'll do something else. I'll figure it out. Because, you know, as much as I heard of how, you know, the system works here, you know, as far as like working, you know,
Did you have to come on a work visa or like
I came as an athlete.
athlete? Okay.
Like as a professional athlete, you know?
Okay.
Like when I did the interview, I had to show my portfolio, the same thing. Like, yeah, I'm a
So
skater.
immigration, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. And because to come as a worker, they don't give you those visas.
Yeah.
Because everybody wants to come as a worker, so they
Right.
don't give you that.
Yeah.
The other option is to come as a tourist, but 22-year-old tourists, like they already kind of know that you are coming to try to stay.
Yeah.
So the best one was the athlete, and I was an athlete.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so I showed my pictures and stuff, and the guys, oh yeah, sure, go ahead.
Do they give you a certain time? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was 6 months or something.
Oh,
I don't
wow.
remember. I remember it was about a year. I think it was under a year. So, but it was not hard for them to give me the visa. But I have a friend of mine that he was trying around the same time. He got denied twice
As an athlete or
as an athlete.
no way.
Yeah. Now, you know, to be fair, he was not in the same situation. Like, he didn't have many pictures in
Yeah,
magazines
you didn't
and
have
stuff, you know.
you didn't have the same portfolio you had.
Right. He didn't have as much to back, but
Right.
still, like, because when you get denied, they keep the money. They don't return your money.
Yeah.
And it's expensive to take a visa. And when you are buying the visa, you need to have already your passport. So it's just money that's
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
You know?
How old were you again?
22.
22.
22,
Yeah,
that's right,
22.
okay.
So, so when I was coming, so the money that I had was the camera. I sold it, you know, all my stuff, all my furniture.
Wow.
Because everything that I had, like I was living with my folks, you know, I had I lived under the house. I had like a room on, you know,
Like a basement?
basement. Thank
Yeah.
you. I used to live in a basement, and you know I was pretty independent on my own because I was working skating, right? I was working skating, but it's not that I had a ton of money saved. I had nothing. I had a little bit.
Yeah.
So for me to pay for the visa, to pay for the tickets, to pay for the passport, I sold my furniture. I had like wardrobe and couches. I sold everything,
Wow.
everything.
So you took
Took a
the
risk.
biggest risk of your life, and it was like, I'm gonna throw the dice
Yeah.
and go for it.
I'm going. It's just I was concerned that if I stay there, I would just stay on that same level
Yeah.
for years and years, and I was just
So you
not
wanted
satisfied.
you wanted to progress.
Yeah,
You
know.
were just like, I'm gonna take a big shot and come out here, and hopefully I can just keep progressing.
Yeah, and again, I was already thinking skating wasn't it.
Yeah.
Like, what makes no sense nowadays? I look back and I'm like, wow, I was already giving up.
Yeah.
You know, so I was giving up, and not because I couldn't land my shit. No, I was skating. I was at the peak. It was my peak, you know, at 22-year-old. That's your peak. But at the time, I was already thinking that I was
The way
old.
society makes you feel.
Yeah,
And it's like one of those feelings where you feel like you're washed out.
yeah. I was already old, and like I'm okay, so I can get a job here and get paid nothing, or go to US, get a job there, and get paid okay. Because trust me, okay, salaries here of anything is way better than that.
Like,
And we complain. Well, we do complain because the cost of living is going up here, but still at the same time, it's like
And in other countries where it's harder, it's like
I mean,
I don't
because everything's like especially if you want like name brand stuff from here over there, like imported, you're gonna pay money.
Not even that.
Not even that.
No.
Just regular stuff. Food?
Regular food.
Well, he was saying, duct tape.
Yeah.
Yes.
You had to rip it up into meter strip.
Yes.
Just to afford it.
Yes. That translates to everything.
Right.
Like the food is there, everything. It's like that. It's just expensive.
Yeah.
So to me, when the opportunity came, I'm like, let me just go.
So, and then you sold all your furniture, not even knowing if you were gonna even be accepted to go through.
Yeah.
To you, damn. That's amazing.
Because if I didn't sell, I didn't have money to buy, to pay for the interview. So
and then they could still deny you, and then you would have came home with no furniture.
Yeah.
But man, dude, good thing you made it through. And then what happened when you came here? Did you have to find a job right away, or
right away?
Where did you land?
Well, I landed at LAX.
Okay.
So my friend Clayton, he was here already.
They had a place for you.
Kind of. So because he lived here, he knew some people already. So he picked me up at the airport. We ended up going to like one of his friend's house, just spend the night at the house there.
Like a skate rat house or like
skater
house?
Just skater house. And then he's like, well, look, there's this other friend of mine that we can go stay in his garage, but it's not gonna be free. But we're gonna stay at his garage until we figure it out. So sure, it was in Montebello, his garage. So we moved to Montebello like after like literally like the next day since I got here. And please consider here that I don't really know English at that time.
Okay, yeah.
Like my English at that time was like terrible. I could understand a little bit, but I couldn't speak.
Yeah.
I couldn't really speak. So this guy, we stayed in his garage for maybe like a week, and then he got us. I don't want to say he got us a job, but he used to work like in Hollywood, doing those talent shows. Like you go on a stage and do your thing.
Yeah.
He's working doing that. So he got us a job like helping in the background, like preparing for people.
That's cool.
So, again, I had nothing. When I got here, I had $600 in my pocket. And so that first week right there, the $600 is gone almost already.
That's like what, rent?
Yeah, paying to stay in the garage and food.
Right.
So when I got here, got that job. So we worked with him, I want to say, I think it was like a week and a half doing this. And right when we finished and we were expecting him to pay, he's like, well, that will pay for you guys stay in the garage.
Damn, they didn't even break you out some food money or nothing.
No. So since when that happened, we're like, okay, we can't stay here.
Right.
We can't stay in the situation here working, the money goes in and we don't have anything.
Right.
So with the little bit money that we had left, my friend and I said, okay, let's buy some car. And so then at least with a car, we can go places and can try to figure something,
you can
right?
sleep in the car too if you need to.
So then this friend of mine, Clayton, he knew people. There was this one company that made boards in Riverside, in Rubidoux. I don't remember the name of the brand.
Rubidoux?
Yeah, in Rubidoux, yeah. So he's like, look, we can go there. For sure we can get a job there. But because it's so far, we're going to have to stay in a car. So then we're like, okay, let's go. So that's when we went and stayed in a car. And that was in December. So cold, freezing cold, and we're sleeping in a car. So we would work in a warehouse all day, like making boards and shit. And then after work, now what? Nowhere to shower.
Yeah.
Oh, go to like a McDonald's and just clean around the bathroom.
And bird bath.
Yes. So we will go there, and even when we bought this car, we bought an old beat up car. I think it was like $1,500 that we paid for the car, but we didn't have the whole amount. We only paid like $1,000, and then like with the money that we were making there working, we were paying the rest.
Yeah.
So we barely had money to eat.
Right.
So we were just like going to like a 99-cent store, buy a can of beans and some chips, and eat the cold beans. Like that was it. That was our food right there. That was rough. Oh my
roughing
God.
Roughing it. Yeah. I mean, dude, I give it to you guys that like people that come from other places that they want to make it happen, that they do that,
Yeah.
Look at Jamie Thomas used to sleep at the Embarcadero.
Yeah.
You know, he was homeless. He was fighting pigeons for a piece of bread. You know, so I mean, hey,
that just
when you have that dream, you'll make it happen.
It shows the human will to, you know, like how hard you want to get out of. It tells you if you want to get out of your bad situation, because all these people are in bad situations in this world. How hard are you willing to work to get out of a bad situation?
Right.
And it's always on you.
Right,
Like,
right. I can blame everyone.
Yeah.
But if I don't do anything, it's not gonna happen.
Exactly.
It's just I didn't want to be in the same situation there. I was like, okay, I'm an adult now, you know, and what am I going to do? You know, I just didn't want to be in a situation. Now, mentally, like not having family, you know, living a world where I was doing demos, getting in a magazine and giving autographs and being on TV. Right. And then I'm here sleeping in a car.
Beans out of
like,
a can.
you know, like that was rough.
Right.
You know, but at that time right there, when we were living in a car, because I was working at a warehouse, I met someone that like was a skateboard company. You know, like I met this guy who was a team manager. Excuse me, Jason Harvey. Shout out Jason Harvey.
Shout out.
He was a team manager for a company that used to make boards there. Mm-hmm. So I met him. I pulled my profile. Mm-hmm. Oh, here's my stuff. Imagine me speaking English at that time. Oh my God. And I just kind of showed him pictures, and we exchanged phone numbers. And then like, okay, well, we're gonna have a demo in a couple of weeks. Let's just meet up there. Yeah. And pass by, has like some crazy stories happen in between right there, but eventually I ended up meeting these guys. And I was really lucky at that time because remember we were living in a car.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But right when we met these guys, one of the owners, he had a travel trailer that was broken, the engine, but the trailer itself, everything inside was still working.
Yeah.
So then me and my friend Clayton, we moved in on the trailer.
Nice.
So that was a big step up for us.
That's an upgrade right there.
Oh yeah, big.
You guys can a little bit.
It's like going from the Motel 6 to the Hilton almost.
Right, because from the car, man, in all our luggages inside the car, oh shit, like there was nothing, no room for nothing. But when we went to the trailer, like look at the step ups, from the garage to the car to the trailer. Mm-hmm. So the trailer was already had a microwave, you know, had a
can warm up your beans now.
Yeah, oh my God. No, it was a big deal, step up.
I can understand because that's how I started at 18, you know. Like, my parents gave me an ultimatum. They're like, get a job or don't live here.
Right.
And I was like, I left at 18, stayed homeless for a little bit. And then my buddy took me in, and then you go from couch to having another couch. Mm-hmm. Then you finally get your own room. Then you start getting, you're like, wow. It's like, you start appreciating all that stuff.
Oh, yeah. You give the real value, you know, because you only really give the real value when you don't have it.
Exactly.
You know? Right. Like, it's so easy for you to think, oh, microwave, who cares? You go to Big Lots and buy a microwave for $100. But, you know, we didn't have where to plug in.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, so we moving to the trailer was a big deal for us. Heck yeah. Like, we were... we lived in a trailer, I want to say it was about 6 months. And the guy, like the company owner, by the way, the name of the brand was Glory Skateboards.
Glory?
Okay.
Yeah. So we would go do demos like often. Like I want to say every other week we were doing demos.
They put you on?
Yeah, they put me on. But put me on, you know, they were not really paying me a salary. My salary was the same story, staying in the trailer.
Yeah.
You know, that was my salary right there, staying in the trailer. So at that time, the same warehouse where the company was, there was like just another warehouse like for this company that made parts for the army.
Yeah.
And when they were there, they were like, oh, guys want to work here? So like, yeah, sure. So we started working there and doing the skating at the same time. So
now you're making extra money, right?
Right. So now it's not just survival. It's starting to like, saving a little bit on top. So we might be able to do something. So after about 6 months on the trailer there, my friend and I said, you know what? Let's step up. We started renting a room in a house. You know, like we found a place, you know, they needed to rent a room. We rented a room. that had a bathroom in the room. Oh man, step up again.
Luxury right there.
Did that trailer have water and all that too?
It had.
It had, so you can shower and stuff.
Well, not the shower.
Not the shower.
The shower. We used to shower. Okay, where the guys used to make the silk screen for the t-shirts.
Yeah.
They have a giant like sink right
there. They
there.
have to clean the screens.
We used to shower on that.
Damn.
Oh.
Yeah, because like I know some people, like if they can afford to get just a gym membership.
I learned that after.
After?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Yeah, you can go use the gym for showering and stuff.
I had no idea. I after the fact, like I figured out that, oh yeah, man, if you get a gym membership, you go shower there.
Yeah.
It didn't even cross my mind. But at least we could shower there. It was not that bad. The water was warm. Okay. The water was warm. It was just, you had to climb in the sink and like hold the hold.
Kind of just like find a way to fit in, right?
Right.
Was there ever a point when you were going through all that you were like, nah, I don't want to do this no more. I want to go back home. Like, what made you keep going?
I was sick of it.
Yeah.
I was sick of it. Like by the time we were in a trailer, because we had that little step up. Yeah. From the car to the trailer, it was a little bit better already. You
kind of said, okay, well, we can let's try this out a little bit, rough it out, and then you start roughing it out a little bit more, and then then you said you went into
then we started working, so then we started making a little bit of cash, so
started getting better.
Right, gave me hope.
Right,
and at the same time, that's when I met at my time. Well, now my wife. That's when I met my girlfriend at the time. So I'm like, okay. Now I have a girlfriend. Mm-hmm. Now I have a job.
What year was this? Sorry about that.
2003 or 4? 2004. Because I got here at the end of 2003. So, once I got someone that cared for me, I got a girl that cares for me. Mm-hmm. And now I have a job. So, and I already knew the skating was not going to be my thing. But I already had other things on the side, so to me, I'm like, oh, let's just push it through, just kept going. So then, I stayed on that. We living on renting a room and working warehouse, but at the time I was working in a warehouse like part time, and skating part time for the company, right, doing demos and stuff.
Right.
But because I wasn't really making money on the company, I'm like, I can't do this. I can't keep doing this forever. So I want to say I did this for about a year and a half. And then came a time I was getting married at the time. I'm like, okay, I can't do this. So I quit the company. That was around like 2006 or something. So again, the skateboarding, I sent my videos out all over the place. I only got packages for material, like boards and shoes, but nobody was willing to pay me.
Right.
Because, come on, let's be realistic. Even though I was good, I was no Rodrigo TX.
Yeah.
I was not like exceptional. I was good, but when I moved here, like I didn't have a connection in the industry, I didn't have someone to say, okay, this guy right here,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So to me to start from scratch when I was, already 23, that was, I was not even considering that anymore.
Right.
And then the worst, I don't want to say the worst, but one part that really fucked me up, messed up my head, my style of skating, all this ledge shit that I do, I don't know if you guys remember, but 2004, 2005, that's when Baker came in.
That's the big jumping down.
Piss drunk and jumping shit.
Oh, yeah, they changed it.
That's when I started skating in 2005.
Skateboarding just changed right there, the style for that. Jumping, like, just do a 180 over a giant gap and that's fine. Do a Smith grind on a 15 rail, that's fine. So my ledge tricks were not cool anymore.
Yeah.
So I remember one time I took my video to a skate shop. After the guy finished, he literally just said, "Wow, there's no gaps, nothing." And I'm like, oh.
Wow.
So you see, when all that happened, that's when I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah.
So I didn't stop skating, but I was done with the whole trying to be a pro. So I quit the company. I kept working, and then 2007 comes. Lakai Fully Flare came out. All the ledge tricks are back again.
Yeah,
All the tech are all back again. I'm like, you know what? Let me try again one more time. Let's see what happens. So I made myself copies of my promo videos, started sending places, and I started writing for a couple of companies. Same thing, cool. Smaller companies, where they will do the same. I will do some videos for them. They'll pay me some cash, and they made some ads. I got a couple of ads that Focus magazine. I got a couple of ads on Thrasher actually. Well, it was pretty cool.
That's why I probably recognize your name.
Maybe there's a chance.
Oh yeah, when you told me your name, I was like, I know the name.
There's a chance because I got a little bit of coverage, and again in local videos too.
Yeah.
Like there were a few local videos that I have some clips and some parts, but I never got the game really.
But then it also could be because you said you were in Rolling Heights for a little bit,
right?
So I spent 06 to 2008 in Rolling Heights just skating, so. Maybe I might have heard your name from the local skaters.
Maybe.
Because I knew you.
Yeah, because that company that I was writing for, the first one, Glory there, that was in Walnut. Okay. So I was always right there. Walnut, Rolling Heights, City of Industry, like that was my area.
So I had a buddy one time, he gave me a Glory board.
Oh.
I never know who it was. I thought... Me just being nobody, I was just like, I need a skateboard to skate. But I remember the name Glory.
Yeah, so I did all this. And when was maybe like 2009 or something, and I started writing for these newer companies. Now I got on and I did for a few years, but it was the same story again. Nobody wanted to really pay me because come on, again. I was then at that time. Now I'm getting close to 30 already, so now I'm really old.
Yeah.
And so I did that for a few more years. And when was about 2013 or 2012, I quit again.
You quit again, huh?
I'm like, okay, because I saw I wasn't going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun.
You quit trying.
Yeah, I just quit. I quit the sponsor route.
Right.
Because I never stopped skating. Okay, this whole time I didn't stop, but the sponsor route I stopped. Mm-hmm. Like I did one last trip with the company that I rode for this company called Untitled. Untitled Skateboards. They're from Middle East. There. That's how I ended up on that magazine Focus because they're from there. We went to do a tour in Costa Rica. It was super sick. I loved it. Okay, met a lot of locals. Had the best time there.
I was gonna ask you, after being here for 6 months, did you have to re-up your visa or something
like
that?
Well, I re-upped my visa, but then eventually I got married.
Oh, that helps.
So when I got married, then I got all the documents.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. So then, then I became like set here.
Right.
So that's when I'm like,
don't have to worry about going back.
Yeah. Then I will go. I started going to Brazil to visit.
And then Costa Rica came up. So and you already have a passport.
Yeah. So when
you start stamping that thing.
Yeah. So that was like the last trip that I did as a pro skater. You know what I mean?
They gave you a board and everything on there too?
They didn't.
They didn't give you a board?
No. Because again, they were not paying me salary, nothing.
Right.
I was just they knew I was a pro. Right. Because they knew my shit.
So but they want to use you to go around and promote their brand.
Right. But they didn't want to pay me.
Right.
So it was like one of those things where it's like they choose them to get promotion.
Right. We'll give them boards.
Give them boards, pay them this. Not even pay you, but just...
Yeah, they were paying me like little money here and there when I give videos. I'll give them clips and for them like they have a video that they put out. I have a part, so they gave me some there. Okay. But it was nothing that I could leave.
No salary, yeah.
Yeah, no salary. So that's why when all that happened, like I tried the skateboarding route from like 04 to like 06 or something, and then I stopped. Then I tried again around like 08 until about 2012 or something. And then I'm like, I'm done. Like, and the part that I want to transition here now is your guys' area here. Okay, how I ended up here, around 2012, right there, when I was still writing for those companies, I started writing for the skate shop Diversion. On La Habra right there.
I don't think I know that one.
I heard
well, they were around that time. So when I started writing for them, that's when I met all the guys from this area right here, and I started skating with the guys from this area. So at first, remember, I was there in Roland Heights, Walnut. So then I started skating with the guys from this area right here. And that's when, like, I made myself kind of local in this area. So I skated with these guys for a few years. And when it was around that time, 2013, 2014, before they were like teenagers, kind of young adults. But when they became like in their 20s, they all kind of stopped skating. And then here we go again.
Right.
Here we go again. Here am I skating again, like another crew again, you know?
Yeah.
So in 2013, I just quit all the sponsors and just said, you know what, I'm just gonna just buy a board. You know, like was the first time
That's cool.
Not when I was
cool,
young.
but not cool. But
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like
But you can ride what you want now. You can pick whatever you want.
in years.
Yeah.
In years. Like, cause I'm super thankful that I was sponsored from the beginning, you know? Like when I was very young, I was sponsored. But when you're sponsored, if you're sponsored by a company that has like good stuff, you know, like cool clothes, that's cool. But the stuff that I was riding, they were not always nice.
Right.
Like, so to me, like I remember when I first quit everything, I bought a complete, exactly what I wanted. Because I was working, I could afford, you know, I didn't need that sponsors anymore.
Was there a big difference in the boards? Like, right?
Yeah, a nice board, nice shoes, like
Pop.
yeah. I just said, you know what, like
What was the first board that you bought? Since do you
a
remember
girl.
the brand? A girl
I
board?
remember I bought a girl, Eric Costin, and I got some Ventures and some Bones wheels, like 51s, and that's when I bought my first half cabs. I don't know if you guys know, but I'm a half cab guy.
I seen them. You're wearing them.
Yeah, like I've been since then, basically since 2013 until now. I only skate half cabs now. Like
That's cool.
best shoe out there.
Shout out to Vans.
Shout out Vans and Caballero.
Yeah. All right, let's take a quick break, and we're back, everybody. After we took a little break, it's getting hot. Man, it's hot, man.
It is.
So hot, my tongue is burning.
All right, we were talking about half cabs.
Yes.
That's the only shoe you skate.
Yes.
Were you skating anything else besides half cabs? Because I know you said you had some Brazilian stuff, but
Well, no, I did skate whatever was available for the longest time, you know, like in Brazil, and not only there, but here.
right.
You know, whatever, you know, if I was riding for a skate shop, they'll hook me up with shoes, I'll just ride.
You rock 'em.
But half cabs in general was always my favorite shoe, like the way they look. But growing up, first of all, it was very rare to find half cabs for sale in Brazil, and when you find, they'll be extremely expensive. So I just never had.
Right.
And the whole time I was always riding for someone, so I would never buy shoes, you know. But then since I quit my sponsors, I'm like, you know what? Now I'm gonna buy the one I want. And once I rolled half cabs, you know, the fact that it's a little bit taller right there, the mid, and protect the, what do you call it, the little bone right there?
Your ankle?
The ankle heel, the ankle bone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, it
That helps for you.
helps a lot.
Okay.
It's my favorite shoe by far. By any other shoe that I had.
I've
before.
skated half cabs, and I gotta be honest, like I'm so used to skating S, so like the grip, I tried to skate the mini ramp, and my feet slipped right off the grip, and I was like, I was scared, so I didn't want to try it again.
Oh, wow.
But I love the way half cabs look. You know what I mean? I think I've started skating them, you know, try to use them for street as well, but I think I would need to put some insoles in there.
Yeah, they are thin.
They are thin.
They are thin. And
So that's the only issue I had with them. Kind of like I slipped off the board a little bit on the mini ramp, and then the insoles. I think I need like FPs or something.
that's probably an excuse that I should use to say, oh yeah, I don't skate gaps because of that. But that's not the reason. But yeah,
otherwise,
they're thin.
I mean, I love the look of them, and then Jeff Rowley is gonna be coming out with a new Vans shoe that's gonna look more like a not a Vans shoe. So I'm excited about that.
Dude, you mentioned that you didn't like skating stairs and rails. I mean gaps.
It's not that I didn't like it. Like, okay, before I moved to the US, all right, when I was still like young, I would skate stairs like up to 10, you know, maybe 8. Like from 6 to 8, I'll do some flip tricks and stuff. Then I'll do a kickflip, but I never skated nothing bigger than that.
Nothing bigger.
And the same with rails. Like if I find a perfect 8, I'll skate a perfect 8. Like my trick selection is weird, to be honest with you, because when I really found my lane, you know, out of like skating, it was always ledges. So I never really learned Smith grinds and feebles, you know, and board slides. Like I can do them, but I don't trust them. So for me, if I find a rail, I'm not doing that. I'm trying a tail slide or a nollie tail slide or a blunt. It's easier than a 50 or Smith. So for me to find a rail, like to do a trick on a rail, it has to be perfect.
Perfect for one of those tricks.
Yeah, it has to be square.
Okay.
Like, you know,
not round.
Yeah, that have to be so perfect. Then, oh yeah, sure.
Have you found a perfect rail that you like?
Yeah. I got a couple of tricks. You know, the biggest rail I've done, I did a front tail on a 9. I did a nollie tail on an 8. But no,
I was surprised on that magazine where the ad with the rail on the Julian. You did
right.
No slide, but you're like nollie tail slide. I was, dude, that's gnarly on the rail. That's sick.
But to me, it just works. There's no way I would try a 50-50 on that one. No way. Like I can't do a 50-50 in a circle flat bar.
Okay.
I mean,
are you heels or do you cross lock?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm like really my whole life maybe I did once or twice. I'm always scared that you know I don't know the whole locking thing. You know.
Yeah, the cross lock.
Yeah, my feeble grinds are the same. I grind, but when I'm coming out, it flips. You know, the same with the Smiths. Like those tricks, I just don't have them. So, and as hard to believe this may be, I also don't have good manuals.
Okay.
Which doesn't make sense because I have ledge tricks balancing, you know. Like I know a lot of ledge tricks that are balancing. You think that is the same for manuals.
Right.
But really when I was like, you know, evolving on my skateboarding, we didn't have a mani pad. So it was always just ledges.
Yeah.
So like
me, like us, we skated mostly curbs. So a lot of my tricks are going to be for curbs, you know. So I mean, that's just the way it is. And stairs, but I'm not hucking no more. Like, that was a thing when I was young, and there had to be a camera there to capture it because either you're getting a great slam, or we're bringing home the land, you know. So
yeah.
No,
nowadays, man. Like if I skate ledges or a bump, you know, like bump over a can or bump over a hydrant or that stuff, no problem. I skate nowadays. My body can take it.
You like flat ground, like flip tricks and stuff.
Flat ground's all right too, but my thing is really ledges. Ledges the best for me to skate because
that's your.
You know, thankfully my tricks still come out. You know, like still like from the time I was in my teen, you know, 18, 19 until now, my ledge tricks they still come out.
Right.
You know, they're all right.
That's good.
As long as I don't try anything big, it's okay.
All right, let's get into what's going on now. What's happening now?
So I'm still skating just less often than I used to when I was younger, but right now I still skate once a week.
Okay.
Sometimes twice a week. So my schedule is usually because I work full time, you know, and I'm married, have kids, so you know don't have much free time. But once a week, I might skate a local park, you know, maybe after work, you know, nobody's available. I just go skate whatever close to home.
What's your local park?
It's this park called De Leo.
De Leo?
De Leo. Nobody goes there.
Where's it at?
It's Temescal Valley. It's between Lake Elsinore and Corona.
Okay.
Nobody goes there. Literally nobody
You have the
goes
park
there.
to yourself?
I have the park for myself. It's a very small park. The only thing that is really good, it's a box that is like a mani pad and box, and that is it.
But you don't manual.
But I need to try. I need to try, okay? I need to try more manuals. But the ground is good, and it has lights.
Yeah.
So, like, 9 out of 10 times I go, there's nobody there. That one time that there's someone there, it's always funny. I meet someone new. Oh, sick! I exchange Instagram account, start following. I never meet the same person again. Because the place where it's located, you would never guess that there's a skate park there. It's in the middle of a bunch of houses. Like, people, if you want to go to the skate park and you're in the area, well, Lake Elsinore, Wildomar, they have like 3 there.
Yeah.
And they are the ones in Corona, and they're the ones in Riverside. So no one really picks my park.
Yeah.
So the one good thing is I can go by myself, put the phone to film my clips in the middle, not gonna be on nobody's way.
Nobody's gonna run off with it.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
So
Cool.
it's good because the park is like literally like 5 minutes from my home. So sometimes I come home like late from work, like 8:30 at night, to still go get a quick session. So the park is good because it keeps the tricks sharp. But then usually on the weekend we go film some spot. Like
With Juan.
with Juan, yes, Juan Ayala, shout out, new love right here.
Shout out to him. Yeah.
Shout out. But we go film with Juan, but we have our own cameras, so we are always filming ourselves too. Me and the sewer guys, which we need to talk about sewer right there.
Yes, we will.
But
Can I ask real quick?
please,
What do you do for work? Like, as skateboarders, we're normal people too.
right? No, I work with social services.
Okay.
Like I've been doing this profession for about 15 years. Like different jobs. Like I did 7 years I worked for a law firm. And then I did 7 years for another company, and then now I'm on this new one. It's about 2 years now, 1.5. But it's all about social services. If you have questions about disability, retirement, Medicare, Medi-Cal, all this stuff,
Yeah.
Mostly for old people and people with disabilities.
Okay.
Anything about that, talk to me.
Right.
I know about it.
Okay.
I might have to get with you with retirement because I'm looking to retire soon.
Not quite.
quite.
Too young for that.
Yeah.
I'll see you in 20 years.
But I'll tell you, for your parents, for example,
Right.
Yeah.
your parents are getting close to like 64, 65 years old. They're gonna
Yeah.
qualify for Medicare. You need to know how the system works.
Right.
I got you here.
That's cool, man.
But yeah, no, that's how it works. So this whole time I've been
blue collar work,
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we're all blue collar workers.
Yeah.
That's why I kind of been wanting to push that with skateboarding, like to people understand that we're all just blue collar workers, but also skaters. We
Yeah.
find time to skate.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. Like to me, like I fell into this profession kind of like by accident.
Yeah.
I was working warehouses, whatever. But then, this opportunity came. I found this job for the disability firm. I didn't really know anything about it.
Right.
But,
learned.
with time, I learned. And once I got experience there, that got me to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
And once I got experience there, I got to the next one. So now, like, anything related to social services or disability or retirement, anything about that, like, talk to me.
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool. Shout out to
There
that.
you
Yeah.
go, people take a risk.
Yes.
Get
sir.
out of the warehouses.
Yeah,
Get out of the
yeah.
warehouses.
And another main reason I have to say, like, don't get me wrong. You want to work warehouse, go for it. Do your thing. It's
Right.
fine. Okay, I've done it. I would work there. I'll be carrying boxes. I'll have my back pain at the end of the day, and I'll be exhausted.
And you wouldn't have any left for
Yeah,
skateboarding.
no energy for
Yeah.
skating. So to me, like, my job, especially nowadays, I work from home. So,
Nice.
That's why I say that, like
yeah,
get out of the warehouses, find a good job.
yeah.
There's jobs out there that you can work just Monday through Friday, and then you
Yeah.
get PTO.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, like I made this kind of out of nowhere. Again, is not that I was planning to do any of this, but once I got in the profession and I started learning, I'm like, why don't I stay on this? And
Yeah.
it just one thing led to the other. Basically, like the attorney from the first job, when the attorney left and went to the next company, the lady was like, I'm bringing you with me. So then I went to this other one,
That's cool.
and then the same thing happened again. Like the main director for this company left and went to this company, said, I'm bringing you with me. So
that means you're a good worker.
right. That's why to me, like, I made out of thin air. I made a profession out of thin air.
That's amazing, man.
But I feel like as skateboarders, we tend to do that.
Yeah,
We
we know how to fall and get up.
Yeah.
We know how to improvise.
We know how to just, hey, we don't know how to do this, but give me a chance, and
Oh, yeah.
I'll become the best at it.
That's true.
That's
true.
I got a question.
Please.
How did you meet Juan Ayala, New Love, and how did you start your sewer brand?
Yes. Well, let me go on a sewer subject right there on brands in general. So just for a little bit of a background, that time that I mentioned between 97 and 2000 right there, my buddies and I in Brazil, my friends and I, we used to have a small brand. It's called Calango, actually. So shout out everybody Calango there.
Shout out.
We used to make t-shirts and boards, but we were not trying to run as a business. You know, we just made it. Everything that we sold, we just gave boards to the people that were the team, and that was it. But
I like that.
but we got the experience of like making like
You had a crew though. And you branded yourselves.
right. We
which is
branded
awesome.
ourselves. I knew how to do silk screen, so we do silk screen on the t-shirts ourselves, and we started making some boards. So by the time was around 99 when my friend moved to US and I stayed there. So most of the guys that were with me, they were already stopped skating. That's when one time a skate shop called me because they wanted to order boards. And I'm like,
Everybody's gone now.
yeah. And I'm like,
It made it and everybody left.
yeah, we don't have it.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't even considering that someone won. We were just selling ourselves, you know?
Right.
So we had a little brand at that time, which was super fun doing, but we were teenagers, really, we were not trying to run. Then around 2016, same friend of mine, Marcio again, he was there in Brazil. He wanted to start something, and I was here. So I wanted to help somehow, but sure, I can help with ideas, with graphics, So, we sat together. We came up with a name, came up with a logo, art direction. The brand is called Do Brasa, which means from Brazil, like a slang, And he started making in Brazil. So he makes shirts.
That already sounds like it would sell because Brazilians that wouldn't even skate would just want to rock it. I feel like.
Right. No, it's still going there.
Okay.
Now,
feels like a lifestyle.
Yes, it is in a small scale, but it's still going. He still makes shirts and stuff. But then I was around 2016, 17. I always wanted to start something here, but in my head, I was always translating my Brazilian career or Brazilian view, and I always thought that wouldn't work here, because really it wouldn't. It really would be something for Brazilians here, not for people really like Americans or anyone else here.
Right.
So for the longest times I wanted to do, my wife was always supporting me, like, you need to do something here, but I just never did. Remember when I quit my sponsors, I was still skating. That time I got into photography. So I started photographing and took some photography classes and started photographing like abstract and lines and black and white, shit like that. One day I saw a sewer top, and when I went to photograph, I remember clearly in my head, why don't you photograph this as if it was a logo? Not the sewer top, the whole top. I wanted to show like the name like a logo.
Yeah.
So I photographed, left my camera and didn't even care. But like a few days later, when I went to look again, it just clicked. I just like, wow, this can be a brand, huh? So then I'm like, sewer brand. So then I'm like, okay, hold on a second. So I spoke with my wife. She's like, oh yeah, I like this idea. So I talked to all my guys, Mikey, Tayo, all those guys. And they were like, yeah, man, I back you. So that's when, I started. So that was around 2019. So the first thing that I needed to do, of course, I came up with the name and direction. But the first thing that I was concerned was trademarking.
Okay.
Because as you know here, I learned here by watching, Nine Club and what they said about Menace with Karen Campbell.
Okay, yeah.
Not sure if you guys are familiar with it. So I didn't want to get into a situation where the brand is actually working and then someone come to me later and say, oh, you can't use that name.
Yeah.
So my first year was just to do trademark. So I didn't do anything. No products, no nothing. Just had the idea, but I was not doing any products. So once the trademark came through, because again, it takes like nine months for the approval and everything. The process is a pain, let me tell you. So once went through, then I made my first series of boards and first series of shirts, and almost everything, like the first series, almost everything is my photographs. But then another good friend of mine, Caesar, shout out Caesar here. He's an artist in Brazil, so he helped me out with putting the graphics together. And one of the graphics is like his model. So like what I'm trying to do with my boards is like always have like the team model, my model, and a guest.
Yeah.
You know, so the first one was his guest right there with mine.
For being the artist and everything, right?
Right. Cool. So the guest doesn't necessarily need to be a skater.
Right. It's like him just being an artist.
Yeah.
He can earn his own pro model just because he put in work for the company.
Yeah. Is that board you're talking about right there? Or
no, that one right there, that's the second series right there. So
this one?
That guy, yes, that's the second series that I did, and that board. So let's talk about that series right there.
Okay.
So I did the first series. I only did like one run, and it sold pretty fast actually. So it went really fast. So that's when I was like, okay, next time I make boards, I'm gonna have to try to sell in stores. I'm no longer just trying to sell myself. I'm like, wait, if people like the idea here, I'm gonna try to get something going. So then this series right there,
this one,
this series, that board you're pointing right now, that's what I call the abstract. These are just my photographs, like of random things in lines that I would love someone to go one by one, tell me what they think that those things are.
You want me to do it? Because
if you get 5 right, like I doubt that.
That reminds me of a dartboard.
That is. What about the one on top of it?
On top of it?
Yeah.
That reminds me like a drain for like the shower or something.
It's like a piss.
Yeah, like a piss drain.
Yeah.
And then
the urinal one?
Yeah, urinal.
That's an electrical tower just shooting straight up when you get under. Alright, I'm on a roll.
Yeah, in a row. You'll get more.
Alright, if I get all 5 right, I get a guest board.
I'll give a t-shirt.
Oh, I like that. Alright. That's a
super logo. Yeah, that's the super logo.
But that looks like a grate, and then you just put the logo on top of it.
Yeah, but no, it's a photo of the top.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one photo that I was talking about.
This is like you know when you climb up the ladder and it has a safety behind you? No. That is I almost got a shirt.
That right there is at Walnut High, by the way.
No way, this one?
Yeah. It's you know, in the cafeteria area sometimes they have lines.
Oh,
yes, I know. It's the one
bars that keep you in line.
Yeah.
It's the one that everyone tries to hippie jump and walk on top of the thing.
That's it. That's it.
Okay, I'll get. Got me there.
Yeah. So I have some random stuff right there. There's a top of a hat. There's like roofs. There's lighting fixtures. It's random. But anyway, like
it looks badass though. I mean, I would definitely rock that as one of my boards.
Thank you.
I would just skate it just to support.
Thank you. I like that a lot. I have those sizes right there, 8 and 8.125, and then the middle one right there, that is my board.
This one?
Yeah, it's basically is one of those antennas, but then Caesar, he did the what do you call
like he inverted.
He inverted, yes. Yeah. So he inverted and put it together. That one right there, I have sizes.
Is that like a negative?
Yes, negative. That's the word.
Okay.
8.25 and 8.5. And then on the left right there, that is Uncle Mike. That is in memory of Uncle Mike. He was a very good friend of all of us. And he passed away super early. So, like, heartbroken when it happened.
Right.
And, like, we always talk about making a brand. So I know how much he would support us. Mm-hmm. So... when
he's excited for
please. Like he knows. He knows. Yeah. He knows this.
So now we're telling our supporters go buy Uncle Mike's board.
Yes, please. That, by the way, our boards are available at 88 shop there, 88 Skate Supply. Please, shout out 88. Shout out Anthony. You guys represent. I appreciate you guys. So
that's amazing.
So yeah, the boards, don't ask me why, but for some reason people buy them there.
That's good.
Like I have for sale in different shops. I have a couple of shops in Fontana. There's one in Ontario. But those shops, they sell a board here, two there, you know.
Was it hard to get them into the shops, or like were they?
Well, it's hard when you, don't know someone,
right?
You know, like on my case, like the shops in Fontana, I knew the guy there, and here La Habra, I knew Anthony, and the guys. There's like two guys that ride for Sewer that they live there,
okay,
and I was skating there. So of course they helped me out, but also when I made the board for Uncle there, they all knew him.
Yeah.
So they backed me big time. But there, people like I've taken boards there so many times already to keep going. So now I'm working the new series. It should be coming out. I'm hoping October, November. Already ordered the boards, so it's not on my hands anymore.
Okay.
And we are always working on videos too.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not that we are just making boards. Like we already made 3 edits that is out there. If you go on YouTube, Sewer Brand, you'll find there.
It's on. That's the YouTube channel. Sewer Brand, or
no,
is
it's under my personal. So Renato, you find there Renato De Moraes. So the videos are there.
Links will be in the description below.
Yes, thank you. So there are the videos there, YouTube. But I'm always, if you go on Instagram, at Sewer Brand, or my Instagram, Roots Renato, I'm always posting stuff there, not just official like street stuff, but also I like to post artsy, black and white photography. And
so I want to touch on that. Like me as a skater, I grew up like Alien Workshop, Habitat, and this reminds me of a more modern version of that. And it's like it's a reason if me just being me, just walk into a skate shop and be like, and I just saw that, I'd be like, I'm just even not knowing you at the time, I would just be like, I want that because I like that. I've always liked that about like Alien Workshop, Habitat. It was just the artiness. It was like, and they were like the indie skaters, like how I looked at it.
Right.
Like,
that's kind of my goal, and that's actually one thing that Anthony told me one day. Like I was asking, like, how come people actually buy my board if they don't know who I am or haven't seen the videos? And he said, no, people buy for the graphics.
Yeah.
They like the graphics. I'm like, oh, well, that's cool.
100%. That's what sells me. Like when I go, because I skate nothing but deluxe. When and right now what I've been sold on is their stained glass series. They have the stained glass and everything, and then I just bought one where like it's a scratch board, so when you scratch it, the graphic changes. And I'm that's why I buy the boards, but I also buy them because of the quality of the wood. Right. It's a little bit of both,
Right. My boards they're made by Clutch. Yeah. That they're San Diego. And what I like is that they are the price point that is they are more expensive than the shop boards.
Yeah. Okay,
they're not the same as the shop board because, well, hold on, I'm trying to make a brand. I have a team, there's more.
You want to sell quality.
Right. The boards are pretty good, but also they're not the same price as Real or FA, so they're in the middle right there. So here again at 88, it sells well.
Okay.
So I'm gonna keep pushing, and I've taken to other shops, but other shops I get the support. Yes, I do. I still sell 1 or 2, but not like here.
Yeah.
Because here, even though I'm not from here, but because I skated with the guys from this area for so long, and we have the stories, we have the history to back.
Yeah.
So now we are working again. The new board should be coming out soon. The new edit should be coming out soon.
Is there a website they can go to? Or?
Yes. The website www.sewerbrand.com is there.
Dope.
Of course, you can order on the side there, but I would say for someone that is in our area here, just hit me up on Instagram or something. To me, I prefer if you say, "Oh, I want a board or I want a shirt," I prefer to go meet you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like I think yes, it's sure. Of course, I can put in the mail and send to you.
And then you're local in like La Habra or you're.
Well, I'm in Corona basically.
Okay.
I love it, again. It's Temescal Valley. It's between Corona and Lake Elsinore. So, but even if if you are from this area right here and you say, "Oh, I want a board," sure, I'll plan the day, and say, you know what, I'll go that day right there. I'll meet you. I'll bring everything, and I'll go skate there.
Okay.
I always try, because again, I'm too busy. I don't have time.
Yeah.
So I plan my days very well. So like today, after this, I'm going skating. Gonna be burning hot out there, but I'm going.
Okay.
Because if I don't go now, when am I going again? Maybe by Wednesday?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
That's my thing.
Yeah.
Like every single time, if I have a chance to go, I'll just go, because I don't know when gonna be the next time.
Right.
Just because of my schedule.
I try to go on Saturdays, but yesterday, like you said, it's been so hot, throughout, here, and
Man.
I couldn't get out, so I was kind of excited that at least I was like, I'm going to the park this morning. So, I was still sweating it up this morning.
Dude, I'm telling you that right now this heat is not the business.
And let me go on a subject of Ayala there that you asked. I basically just hit him up. Like, I don't know. I think it was the guy from Make Skate there in Ontario. I sell some, is a shop in Ontario that I sell my stuff there. So he mentioned about Ayala, and I just hit him up. I don't think he didn't know about me at the time. I just said, hey man, like I would love to go skate sometime. Let's get some clips, because I saw his stuff, what he's been filming, and since then, like
He was like, I'm down.
Yeah, no, he's down, and we made a plan and just kept doing. So we've been skating every week now.
That's what I love about skateboarding. You guys never met, right? But you heard of him from somebody else, said, hey, you should hit up this dude. You hit up that dude, not knowing what could happen.
Right.
It's an easy yes or no, know? And the guy's like, yeah, we can do that.
Word of mouth, man, is the best thing. Because look, now I'm here.
Yeah.
Because he put a good word for you guys to invite me, you know? So
he requested to have you on the show, and we got you in here.
That's
amazing.
It's really cool. I've been skating with him like almost every week. And we usually just go to UCR.
Okay.
UCR is our go-to spot, because I don't know if you guys are familiar with, but UCR has a ton of spots.
We saw it on some clips that you had.
Yeah, you never get kicked out. Like, you can go on a weeknight. So let's not burn it, please, right? People watching, let's not burn and start, making a mess of that place to become a bust.
Right.
Go there and have some etiquette.
Yes.
You go there, clean up after yourself.
Right, clean up after yourself. If you see that they're having a class right in front of the spot, just pick another one.
Yeah, pick another spot in the school.
There's so many spots there.
The class will probably end in an hour. So give it an hour, and then let the class in, and then come back to the next one. Go warm up.
Go warm up, exactly.
Go warm up.
Yes, no, I've done that so many times. Because again, we go during the week.
Yeah.
In the week, they're having classes. So sometimes I get there and I see that they're having classes right where I want to skate. That's fine. I'll go elsewhere and then I'll come back later.
Yeah, because then the teacher will just come out, or the instructor.
Yeah, they're gonna give you a hard time. But right now the security people there, I don't know if they realize that we're there just to skate, or if they think we're students that just use the board going from one place to the other. Because I see that a lot too.
Right.
People that just
use
cruise,
Transportation around.
Right. So I don't know if that's the case, but I think some of the security people, they know we're skating. They know. 11 at night, we're skating. Come on.
And I think it goes back to what we were talking about. They're just like, look, don't do nothing dumb. Respect the plays. We're gonna be cool and give you the thing. But when someone fucks it up,
start leaving trash all over. That burns right away.
Don't be LA, Riverside.
Just go elsewhere. Just go elsewhere. Just go skate a skate park.
Yeah.
If that's the case. Well, not even that. I don't want you to burn, not even the skate park, all right?
Yes, I know.
If you're gonna burn, don't even skate.
Yeah.
Okay, go do another activity that you can
trash
burn.
at your own house.
There's this guy that was kicking me out at this Buddy Rat's marble spot, and he's like, "Hey man, go skate at your own house." And I was like, "Hey man, I would if I had this buttery bench."
Yeah.
Was it that day at Riverside, the abandoned?
I was right here, the Nogales spot.
Dude, that's amazing, dude. And shout out to Sewer, bro. You've been doing it since 2019 or something?
2019 is when I started the paperwork and all that, but
did the pandemic kind of help, or did it give you a chance to actually work on it, because everything kind of shut down?
Actually, it did help.
Right.
The main reason that helped was to go skate street spots on a weekday.
Right. Everything was shut down.
Everything was shut down. Like the first edit that we made, I don't know, maybe 80% of the footage is at Cal Poly.
Oh,
You know, because everything was closed, nobody cared. So, and we were the same crew skating that, you know, before COVID, and then after COVID.
Yeah.
So it's the same crew, you know. So we just kept skating, and it worked in my favor actually.
How many guys would you say you got up on sewer maybe?
Well, let me think. Okay, of course, myself, Mikey local here, shout out. Tayo, shout out. Mikey Moya.
Okay.
Because they're local here, but they barely skate here nowadays.
Yeah.
You know, we always go meet somewhere and to film or some other park, but we don't skate here as much anymore. And then there's Juan, there's Jesse, and I don't want to forget anybody because I hate that.
Is Tayo?
Tayo.
Is he part of your
There's Tayo, there's Jason Harvey. It's funny, like it's each guy from each generation since I got here. Like, you know, some from like Tayo and Harvey, they are from the 2005 to 2006 because they were involved with Glory. And then there's Mikey and Juan that they were with me when I was around 2009 to 2012. And then there's Dakota and Jesse that I met them around 2016, 2017. And then now we are all together.
Yeah.
So like our schedule for us to make it happen, really, it's like, okay, if I know I'm gonna skate tomorrow, I message everyone and then start filtering. Oh, I work, I go to school, I have a girlfriend, but always have one or two left. So our sessions are very rare to have everyone.
Yeah.
But it's usually like two guys here, maybe two there, you know. So that's how we're still able to go get clips and you know, 'cause it's harsh to go street skating, man.
Yeah.
It is.
No, it is.
It's harsh. Like
I mean, especially because like nowadays, I want to get clips, but you know, right now my excuse is the weather because it's so dang hot. Right. But we also do the show every Sunday. So like my only really day is Saturday, you know, and then, you know, and then, so I'm trying to like, and then I want to make it worth it too, where it's like, if it's going to be a street spot, I'm hoping I can actually go there and get something. I don't want
I don't want to just waste and don't land.
Right.
Anything.
Or I mean, I don't mind being with the homies and cheering on too, but at the same time, I want to skate as well. Like everybody, you know?
Yeah, no.
So,
I have goals like when I said once a week, if I can just go to the park by my house, I don't even mind.
Yeah.
I don't mind. That's okay. But then also once a week, I want to hit a spot. You know, I like we need clips.
Make it work.
We just need clips. And the perfect day, the perfect session is you go, you get something kind of easy, throw on Instagram, say, oh, I got a clip right here, work in progress. I usually post saying, or work in progress, and save the best ones for the edit.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's
What I'm starting to learn is like, I like when I see somebody like only post their skate park clips. Because like sometimes you're giving away your street, like even if you get like a little like no slide or something, but you know, and if the person knows you, like, oh, they probably went there and got I know they got something better.
Yeah.
But now you're not so excited really when you see the clip too, because me and Lisa were just talking about that right now before the show, like, you know, like how people post, you know, stuff, maybe even a second angle before they even
like
and then they still use it for their part, so you know.
Well, I'm gonna say this as a filmer. It's why I get accepted this guy, because I'll film something on the big camera, and then he goes and posts his second angle, and I'm like, what do I do with it now?
You can't. I will do it after. What I tend to do, like I did that the other day with Juan actually. I posted. I don't know if you guys saw, but I posted. It's this ledge in UCR. That is a ledge, and then there's a metal box next to it. So you kind of have to ollie and then ollie up to the box. So I did a little 5-0. He took a picture of it. I posted that. And then I did something else harder.
Right.
And I didn't post that.
Yeah.
And I didn't post the second angle, and I didn't post the picture. But once the edit come out, then I post.
Yeah, see, he doesn't do that with me.
Yeah,
me and him do this a lot.
What I learned, bro, because I stack a lot no matter what. But I've learned I don't want people to see the spots I'm skating no more, and I want people to be surprised on my tricks. So I'm just posting skate park footage from now on.
Yeah.
And then as this filmer, now I'm getting happy. I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
Now I don't have to sit there like pulling my hair out.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Because it kind of ruin your work.
Yeah.
And then another time too, like I would feel like if I posted the spot, especially if I just got there too, I'm like, hey, check it out, everybody, this is what we're hitting. Now I feel like now my phone's going off, people saying, where's it at? Yeah, can I get that? Can I get the pin? You know,
I get on them for that too. I'm like, don't be posting the spots because now we have to worry about.
Well,
and then especially if you get something and someone comes out, and someone else goes there and then they post something better, and you're like, damn.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's
like,
the worst situation.
You know what I mean?
There,
You're holding on to something that you know that you want to put out that you've been working on, and then somebody else goes and because you actually told them the spot too, and you're like, oh, and then they just throw it on Instagram. You're like,
Yeah.
What a bummer.
Yeah, but you know, like, I mean, these are things that you know we deal with as skateboarders though.
Oh, because this is a different generation now. You know, like
It's so instant.
yeah.
You know?
I came from a generation that it took years for a video to come out, and you're gonna watch the same video over and over and over and over.
Yeah, you know it front to back, like
Right,
yeah.
and
Now
it
there's
was
so much content.
It was
It's
rare for people to have cameras.
Yeah.
You know, it was rare for it to be someone filming and photographing at the same session. But now everybody has a camera. Everybody has everything. Like,
Yeah.
plus internet. If you don't know where the spot is, all you need to know is the name.
Yeah.
And sometimes not even the name.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can literally go on Google Maps and look for spots on Google Maps.
I've done that so many times just by
Yeah.
I just look what's in the background. I'm like,
Right.
Yeah.
like, if I see a name of a school, I go
That's exactly
Yeah.
what I'm
Jefferson
saying.
Harvey Middle School, and I
Yeah.
go, and I'm
or,
like,
or
10 of them
even
pop up.
like, you know, they'll say like Tennessee Tigers, and you're like, okay, well,
Right.
you know, whatever. This is that school on this street, you know, like whatever, you know, like because
Yeah.
they have their big old mascot on the background, you could just find it.
Next thing you know, you're just like, cool. I found
Yeah.
another spot.
Yeah, that's to me, like, I think my clips, I don't take that seriously anymore. Like, I still get some tricks that count,
Right.
you know, like, it's not that I'm doing, like, really bullshit stuff. No, I still do some tricks that count, but I don't take that seriously anymore because I feel like I already paid my dues, man.
That's true. Like I feel like the older we get now, it's just kind of I'm skating for me now as opposed to before. Like I remember being a kid having the dream of being a pro skater, you know, and then you see like Midik Madi and you're like, oh yeah, that's not gonna happen. You know what I mean?
I have a question. As now that you're older, do you accomplish what you wanted to do when you were younger? Like your goal, becoming what you wanted to become as a skateboarder, and go where you wanted to become.
Yeah,
you feel
I'm
accomplished?
I'm more stoked now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I say this even give me some like ooh.
Yeah.
I'm more stoked now than I ever been because, you know, I finally found what I'm supposed to do. Like there are a few things that I did growing up that made no sense. For example, okay, I learned this from a good friend of mine, Marcos. Shout out, Marcos.
Shout out.
I used to do tricks that I didn't like the way I did, but I just did because, well, I'm supposed to do it because everybody does.
Yeah.
For example, switch flips. My switch flip sucks. I don't know how to do that flick like this switch, you know?
Yeah.
I do kind of...
You gotta do the kick down.
Yeah. Why would I film that?
I
No,
guess.
I mean,
I
it
know.
makes sense. It's like you're sitting there, you're like, I want my switch to look nice, but why am I gonna film it when I kicking down?
But I did. And then after I watched the video, I say, damn, why?
Nah.
I mean,
You know?
I mean, was that the only trick that you did? Like, or was it like in a
Well,
line?
no,
Like,
I have
say-
a line for... Yes.
So say like you did something like a front side regular flip down a stair set and you land fakie,
right.
and now you're coming up to this 2-stair kick flip
Right.
switch. But I could see that going, okay, well the main thing was the big jump down here. The switch flip was just a bonus. Even
Yeah.
if it didn't look pretty,
Right.
it was still a bonus.
Yeah, but nowadays, I'll do a fakie flip that I like my fakie flip.
Yeah.
Even though it's bonus, but it's a nice looking one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Well, then,
style.
I mean,
Yeah.
we start tending to get a little more like let's get a little more like let's make it look good.
Yeah, picky.
Yeah.
Like I have this one
Because
line.
back in the day, like with the cameras, I mean, there was times where you shoot it and you get it, and before it was one and done. Back in the
Yeah.
day, we didn't go back and try to make it look prettier and prettier.
Yeah.
It was just like move on to the next, you know. Nowadays it's all about style, steez.
I have this one line that like this wooden bench. I do like a nollie blunt slide to fakie, and then I do a switch flip, and I come and do half cab nose blend. So it's a good line.
Yeah.
But I hate the switch flip.
Oh, you hate the way it looks.
I hate it because the way it was filmed, you can't even see that there was the ugly ones.
Yeah.
But I know it was the
In
ugly
your
one.
head, it's bugging you.
I know it was an ugly one, and I hate that. And I could have done so many other tricks, a fakey tray or switch heel or something that I know better.
Yeah.
You know? So that's why to me, nowadays, I feel better now than before because I think I have a better trick selection than I used to have. And I think my tricks, because I've done it 20 years ago, I feel that my tricks are more valuable now. Because I'm 43.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if I do a tail slide now, anyone that knows me from back then, they're going to say, damn, he's still skating. You know? So it just makes me feel good that I'm old. Well, I'm not going to say that I'm old. I'm going to say I'm older. I'm older, but the tricks still, still happen.
They're there. The tricks
They're
are
there.
They're there. They still look good.
They're there. I think they're looking better than what it was before. Cause
Yeah. Well, I mean,
that's the only thing that happens, right?
I
We
think
keep
that's
doing it and we get better.
Yeah.
that's true.
Like,
But it was really trick selection.
Yeah.
You know, the selection that I would think instead of doing something that I know looks good, I'll try something else that even though it doesn't look good, might be hard. Might be hard.
Yeah.
But maybe it doesn't look that good.
Yeah.
And, I just shouldn't do that.
I had a question. Now that you're a little bit older, you said 43. Does your body feel like the same as when you were skating younger? Like, I know it doesn't feel the
No.
same. Like, how does your body and mind, like, how do you, like, throw your tricks out there like how you used to do it back in the day?
Well, it's not the same. Let's just say that. It's not the same. But the main difference is I can't skate for 8 hours. Like I don't have that, can't think of the word.
Like
but
that
Stamina?
Stamina.
Yeah.
I don't have that stamina to skate for so many hours. Like every time I go skate, if it's a skate park, it's maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours. And once I'm done, I'm done. There's
the day,
no
yeah.
way to start again.
I feel the same way with my age now. Like if I even if I'm spending 2 hours at the skate park, if I even have like too long of a break between,
Oh, that's it. You can't.
sometimes it's rough to get back in the zone again.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because I think it's because I don't feel old, right? Because we're still playing with skateboards for Christ's sake. So like we're out there and like I still feel young at heart. But then when I stop and I get back on the board and I'm like, wow, it's gonna take a minute for me to get back warmed up again.
Yeah.
That's when I'm feeling it.
How does your mind, like, feel about it? Like, when you're skating, do you warm up quick or it takes time or you instantly start throwing down? Or
Well, it depends if I have like something in mind. Like usually when I go skate, like if I'm by myself, first of all, skate by yourself is not the same.
No.
You know, it's way better when you're skating with your friends. It's way better. But if I'm by myself, I usually give myself a project. I get to the park, especially again, I get the park I'm by myself there too.
Right.
So I get there, I'm gonna do a couple of 50s, 5-0, nose grind, skip everything and just try something flipping in or flipping out because I have no time to try to go one fake nose grind, fake 5-0, fake tails. Like I just skip to try something hard and I might get it or maybe I won't.
That's kind of cool though.
But when I'm when I'm skating by myself, I usually have a plan. Like
that's cool because like now you're just focused on just what you got to do. Because when you got somebody to skate with, now you're actually skating to be like, oh, your session.
You're
a session.
You're backing each other.
But now that nobody's there, you're like, I can actually literally work on this for like 20 minutes.
Right.
I'm not gonna miss nothing.
Right, which is better than because. At least to me, I can only speak for myself.
Right.
For myself, if I don't have a plan, like I'll get there, I will skate like 15, 20 minutes, I'll be over.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be feeling of trying anything hard, so I'm always daydreaming about tricks all week long And then when I get to the time to skate, sometimes the trick is way harder than I thought.
Right.
And then I end up trying something else.
I feel like though, as we get older too, like it's more mental to skate nowadays. Like I feel like if I think of a trick more and more in my head, the easier it becomes, you know, to create.
Yeah.
Later on, like it's weird. Like I started thinking more about it, and then all of a sudden I shaped the form that I need, as opposed to when I was a kid. Didn't think of the fundamentals of how it's supposed to work. I just throw them out there and see what happens. You know what I mean?
That I feel like I was skipping steps.
Right. Exactly.
You know, nowadays, like put me in front of a 6 stair or something. I don't trust my ollies. I'd rather do a kickflip. You know, I skip that. You know, because I don't know.
I kind of know what you're saying, because sometimes an ollie can get away from you. When you throw the board, a kickflip, it's already going to get away from you, and you feel comfortable knowing where it's going to be.
Yeah.
But a regular ollie, sometimes it's like
I don't trust my ollies.
It's like I have to keep it under my feet the whole time, and sometimes it won't stay.
Yeah, the ollie that is not catch, you know, start coming off.
I had one earlier where I was trying to launch off a kicker, and then like I literally went too far in front of the board, and almost the board left my feet on an ollie. I'm like, wait, this is scary.
Another thing too, if I may mention here too, I'm lucky enough that when I was young, I did quite a lot of like different tricks, but I did it like once.
Yeah, one and done.
So now I'm revisiting those. You know, there are a lot of tricks that I haven't done in years, and I'm like, you know what? Let me just try again just to see, and then it comes out. Like the other day, I did a switch heel back tail in a box, and I found footage the first time that I did. The first time was in '98.
Wow.
Like, that's a long time. Like maybe I did the trick once.
Yeah.
Since then, you know, like I don't have any other footage. I know that I did that one time in '98, and then I have one time that I filmed and never done again. So I'm like, you know, let me just spend the time trying, and thankfully I landed. I was stoked, you know.
That's cool.
But I have a bunch of tricks that I just did that one time. You know, there's one trick that came out in this interview right there. I have in a part that I did fakey flip tail slide, fakey flip out.
Ooh.
The same. I did that one time and haven't tried again. Like every time I try for like 5 minutes, and I'm like, forget about it.
Yeah.
You know. But the day that I was actually taking a sequence, and which I was super stoked because it was still film, you know.
Right.
So the guy Samelo, the photographer, was taking the sequence and removing the roll and put it on the side, and I'm like, oh my god!
The old days when they would
feeling
leave it so you
bad.
could see how much you wasted. Like,
Yeah, I remember he wasted. I think it was like 3 rolls.
That's not bad.
It was not bad.
Not bad.
Exactly, it was not bad.
Not bad.
But
usually they bring like only like 9 or something with them, and they're like, that's it.
But I was so stoked because that day the filmer was there too, so I got the sequence and the clip. So like, but I haven't done it since.
Right.
Never.
Yeah.
Someday I need to just try again. Like,
Yeah.
I can do. I did maybe a year ago. I did fakey tail flip out. So I just need to combine those again, but I don't have patience anymore, man.
Well, yeah, we got to get it. We only have 2 hours to skate nowadays, so.
Yes, there's that.
Yeah.
No, but to answer the question, yeah, my body's not the same. I don't have the same, you know, stamina to keep going forever. But mentally, I'm still that same little kid, just skate rat.
I feel the same, man. It's just your body's like. It's like, what? You feel young because we skate, but yet, you know, everything around us is like, you still got to work. You got kids. They're growing up.
Right. There's
You know
that. There's that too.
So
I
that
appreciate
starts-
time now more than before. Before, you know, especially back in Brazil, like I was skating like 4 or 5 days a week for the whole day. And now I skate once, maybe twice a week for a couple of hours. So every time I go skate, I'm so thankful, you know. So
that's cool that you could still fit in your schedule and the family. You know, they don't mind you being out and doing.
Yeah,
that.
they support me. I'm thankful. Shout out here to my wife Dior, my 2 kids here. Thank you, Summer and Raven. Appreciate you guys supporting me. My kids, there were years in my life. I don't know if this ever happened to you. My youngest Summer, she's 7. My oldest Raven is 11.
All right.
They're
Any of them skate?
both girls?
Both girls. They play.
They play with the board.
I'm not gonna say that they skate.
Yeah.
Like my oldest Raven,
It's there.
Yeah, she can ride around. You know, they can both ride around. Yeah. But I can tell it's not their thing.
It's not their thing.
Not their thing. They do other stuff. But I can tell that they see my passion.
Right.
You
That's
know,
cool.
like that's a big deal right there to get from your spouse or whoever, girlfriend or something.
Yes.
Because
support.
You know, you hear many stories of people saying the girlfriend saying, you're always if you're skating, not with me, you know,
you're always
like
with your friends.
Yeah. Yes. So no, like at least as a grown adult, you know, 43-year-old. No, I'm not like that anymore. When I go skate, thankfully I have the support of my family.
Right.
I appreciate that. Thank you guys.
Yes.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Yep. Shout out.
Yeah, dude, we're doing great on time. We've been doing what, maybe 2 hours now?
Almost 2 hours.
220.
Oh my goodness. Sorry, people. I've talked too much here,
well,
man.
let's get to some of these questions. Maybe we'll just
like
rapid fire.
Ones.
Yeah. What's your board setup?
I ride my sewer boards, of course. It depends. I change from 8 to 8125 once in a while. The 8s I flip them really easy. So I like when I'm trying flip into ledges. I like the 8 better. But I like the 8125 when I'm trying to do stuff that doesn't flip in, but it just feels more solid. You know. So I kind of vary between those two. Trucks. For my whole life, I was a venture guy. And then one time I went to a shop to buy some ventures they didn't have. Mm-hmm. And then I got some indies.
Oh. And now you're an indie guy.
No, I'm not.
Oh, you're not?
Sorry, Indy. You let me down.
Uh-oh.
Both indies that I had started moving what do you call it?
Oh, the axle.
The axle. Both. I got one I used for, I don't know.
That used to happen to us a lot back in the days, though.
And started moving. So I gave
to tap them to get up. So,
yes,
because one wheel would lock up.
I gave them the benefit of the doubt. Mm-hmm. I'm like, you know what? Maybe it was just this one. I got another one. It happened again. So then I changed. I got some Thunders, and I have no problem. My Thunders are pretty good, but it doesn't matter, to be honest. My trucks, I never really care. Even the same with wheels, I never really care. I like the bones. You know, STF, the really hard ones. Mm-hmm. I just like my wheels white.
White?
I don't like any color wheels, but I like white wheels and small.
Small?
51 to 49.
Cool.
That's what I like there. I can...
Yeah, my favorite is 50s right now.
Yeah.
But I'm rocking, I think, 52s because that's just the size that those dragons came in.
Yeah. As far as weird stuff on the board, the only weird thing that I don't know even if it's weird anymore, but I sand the grip tape.
Oh yeah.
You know, to just remove a
little bit.
Yeah, not to be too grippy.
Right. Do you use mop or
anything? Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Because since I grip on top anyway, it doesn't really make a difference. But
okay.
But yeah, I try to stick with that.
And what about bearings?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
I prefer to have the good ones. You know. I prefer to have the good ones. I have some reds now. Reds are alright.
They're okay. Yeah.
The previous the ones that I had I was skating and the sprinklers came out and the sprinklers came out on a way to the ledge. So every time I was going to the ledge, I was passing in the water. So
they got rusty so
it doesn't matter. Yeah. I don't really care about that.
All right. We already talked about your favorite shoe, which is
half cabs for life.
All right. What about any hobbies besides skateboarding?
Ooh, I do have quite a few.
Quite a few.
Yes. Like I mentioned, photography.
Right.
You know, I really got into it for a few years. I have a Canon D90 camera. I have fisheye, so I like shooting abstract line stuff. I took some courses and everything, so I really like photography. But I would say my number one hobby besides skating, skating is not a hobby for me, but as a hobby, snowboarding.
Snowboarding, oh yes.
Man, I wish I got into snowboarding earlier, because now I love it. Oh my god. Oh my god, how I miss the mountain, man.
And the cold weather right now would be so nice.
It's like skating in nature.
Yeah.
To me, I see snowboarding like skating in nature, and you can go as fast as you would never go in a skateboarding. So yeah, that, and besides that, like, I'm always like, my wife and I, we go camping and go hiking, or
take the kids and stuff.
Yeah, we like to be in nature as much as possible. But
that's amazing.
That was it. Yeah.
Did you ever go back to Brazil or anything to visit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see. The first time, like when I first moved here, it took me about like 4 years to go back. Mm-hmm. But then I went several years in back to back. I was always going. Now has been a while. Since COVID, like since before COVID, I remember I was getting ready to go. My folks actually came to visit, so I'm like, oh well, since you guys came, I don't need to go. But now has been a while. Now it's time. I gotta go. You gotta go.
All right. You guys have any questions? Listo?
Prato? I got a couple questions. I got like 4 questions.
Please.
Okay. I seen the 411 all Brazilian issue. Did you have any footage in that?
No. I wish. I wish. Cause the Brazilian. There's a bunch of the people that I know that were in it.
Ask you that, yeah.
That I know them. Yeah. But they're not really friends that I will say, hey.
But you know them.
I know them. They know me.
Yeah.
Like they were about the same timing. But no, I was not on that one. I wish.
Okay. Yeah, because I was seeing that one, and they have some pretty good Brazilian skaters on there.
Yeah, all those guys, Rodrigo TX.
And then Victor Nieves too, no? Was it Victor Nieves or what's his name?
Newton
Nieves.
Yeah,
my bad.
Newton Nieves. He's amazing.
Newton.
Adelmo Jr., Andrea Genovese, Alex Carolino. There's a bunch of the Brazilians that were really ripping at that time. Rodrigo Peterson. But then now we have this whole new generation of Brazilians, Carlos Ribeiro and Thiago Lemos. Oh my God, Thiago Lemos, like is like what everyone wanted to be, what we all wanted to do in our time. Thiago is doing right now. Like, do you see that he just got the cover, Thrasher cover? He switched back nose blunt.
That San Fran.
Those Bay blocks. I've been there.
Dang.
That thing is ridiculous for you to do a nose slide.
Yeah.
It's really tall.
Yeah, and he's blunt.
Yeah. Shout out Thiago Lemos there.
Yeah.
They're like major respect. Like, in my opinion, he brought back the baggy pants.
Oh yeah.
It's him.
Him?
Like, up until him, nobody was wearing it. Nobody.
TJ Rogers?
Oh, but he came after.
He came after.
He was the one that showed up with baggy pants, but his skating spoke so loud that they had to pay attention. And now, baggy pants are back again. Back again.
Man, we used to wear some ridiculous sizes back in the day. Man.
Yeah.
And high waters. Ugh, what the hell?
No high waters. But the early 90s, with the tiny wheels and baggy pants, like, those pants were like really like out of control.
They were big.
But from like mid 90s to like mid 2000s right there, that was when it was baggy, but not giant, baggy. Mm-hmm. But now they're back again and they're all over the place now.
What's the style?
Yeah, now they're all over though. They have the baggy, they have the baggy high waters, they have the baggy with drawings on it or something.
I know. And they're not even real like, they actually make them to your waist size, but they're baggy. You're like, that's not how we did it. We had to fold them so many times.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
No, my first baggy pants, I would just steal the the pants from my dad.
Yeah.
Because I was like really small and tiny, and my dad was bigger. I would just take from him.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, different world. Okay. Any other?
Yeah, I got another question. Earlier you were mentioning that you had a drinking problem. You would skate at competitions, hungover and drunk.
Yeah.
Like, how did you snap out of that? Or what made you snap out of that?
Do you still drink?
No, actually, no. I'm not drinking anymore.
Okay.
But let's just say this: after 18, I would drink kind of just at a party or
socially.
like socially, yeah. And then like when I go snowboarding or something. Wow, snowboarding is party time.
Right.
But I never really got into heavy anymore because I think the problem was I was too young.
Right.
I wish
it was the lifestyle of the skater too at the
yeah.
time.
Oh yeah, and I think
Still
the
is.
major problem. I wish I don't want to put this on anyone else. It's on me, but why I didn't know that you can't mix drinks. You can't mix them. The moment you drink a beer and a whiskey and wine, you're done.
Sick.
Like you're done. You mix all that, you're done.
Yeah.
But no, that
When
was
you're
my
young,
problem.
Yeah, when you're young, you just take down anything
I was
that's in front of you.
16. Like whatever someone offer, I'll just sure.
Yeah.
And then later find me laying down on the bench right there. Was really like, in a way, I'm thankful that got out of my life.
Early.
Like came early and left early, But
Yeah, because now, like as an adult, sometimes that people don't get to experience those kind of things when they're young, and then they do them later in life, and they can afford to buy stuff like that, and then and sometimes they go too far, lose family, lose houses, lose jobs,
Right.
So I think it is best to get it all out of your system when you're young, because I mean that's when you're supposed to have learn your mistakes and
now, like I was for this all these years I've been drinking just sometimes whatever, but even like now, like this summer here, I felt that I was drinking too much. I wasn't drinking a lot, but I just felt like after work it's too hot, beer. After work it's too hot, beer. And then I caught myself a few days in a row doing that. I'm like, you know what? This is not looking good. Let me. So yeah. So now I haven't.
I had the excuse of like, oh, I went to work today. I get a beer, and then I'm doing the yard work. Well, of course I'm gonna drink a beer.
Right.
Like that was the thing. And then but then you find yourself doing it every day.
Right. And like now has been, I want to say maybe 2 months that I haven't like really touched, and I can feel it.
Yeah.
I can definitely feel that like I have more energy, like, and again, okay, I was not drinking anything hardcore. I was not like drinking all night.
Right.
I was literally having like 2, 3, 4, but I caught myself, having like
every day.
back to back.
Right. And then pretty soon, if you kept going, those 2, 3, 4 would be 6.
Right.
9.
Gonna keep going up. And so like, thankfully my family, one day, like we were having like just a bonfire at home, and me and my kids and my wife were chilling there, right?
Yeah.
And I would ask my daughter to go, oh, get me a beer. And one time I asked her, and I asked for a beer. She's like, one more?
Yeah.
And man, when she said that, I felt it. I felt them like, ooh, like, ooh.
I thought she was gonna be like, "Don't have your daughter bring you those things, but at the same time,
Yeah, no, my wife and my kids, they know I like to enjoy myself,
right?
And but when she said one more, it just like, something clicked in my head. I'm like, you know what?
Maybe I am going a little too far.
Yeah. I'm like, let me just take a break.
These are going down a little too easy tonight.
Right, and it doesn't mean I'm not gonna have another one. Like probably next time I go snowboard, I'm probably gonna have myself a beer.
Right.
But
it's not gonna be the all nighter.
No all nighter, no mixing stuff. But yeah, I'll have a glass of wine with my wife. I'll have a little thing here and there. But right now, I'm not drinking.
Nothing.
Right now.
Okay. I just mentioned that because like, did it ever affect your skateboarding, trying to like get in your way of going pro?
Well, it did. It did big time. Like, yes, it happened. The story that I said, the brand that I was writing for at the time wasn't doing well. But I'm pretty sure if I was showing up and getting first, second place, I would have a better chance to write for someone else.
Right.
But then I'll show up drunk. Like, literally, I remember that there was this one competition. Man, this was like the worst. Was at the time that I was making our brand, right? So I'm Calango, right? So I'm making our own shirt. The brand owner show up at the competition. I'm wearing my shirt, holding a bottle of wine, and he show up. He paid for me to compete. He paid for me to wear his stuff, and I'm not wearing, and I'm drunk.
Not a good look.
No, that doesn't look good. So.
No.
Yeah, I can say.
And if other people see that or catch wind of it, you know, that makes it harder for people to want to work with you.
Yeah, it's I burn myself.
Right.
You know, I don't need anyone to go say bad things about me because I'm doing.
Right.
You know, so I would say, kids, stay away from it. Just be careful. It's too dangerous. You know, it's too dangerous. Especially, you know, again, people are different, right? Some people are able to have a couple of glasses and it'll be fine. But myself, I think I'm that type that when I go in, I.
Yeah,
100%.
I mean, you luckily you caught yourself, or your wife kind of checked you a little bit.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
This time my family called me.
Yeah.
The other time, it was just, you know, I turned 18 and I started just thinking of other stuff, and I didn't want to stay on that one.
Okay.
Nice answer,
Yeah.
man. I just mentioned that because I had a drinking problem and it stopped me from my skateboarding. But now that I haven't drank for a year and almost a month, I could feel the difference in my skating, my mind, my soul, and my body. You know,
Everything.
yeah, it's the best. Thank you.
Yes. No. And nowadays too, like, almost so many pros out there from the peace drunk era. You know, they are all sober, and it makes sense.
It does make sense, and I'm already to the point too where I'm not drinking beers since January, so like I'm starting to see like, wow, these guys, they got to the point in their life where I'm at, where it's like it's kind of not that important anymore, you know, or it's not necessary.
Right. It's not necessary, but also, you know, like, we are very influenced, you know, by what we see, and you see the top guys in the world, you know, like doing it drunk, you know, like Andrew Reynolds, like when
Dustin Dolan,
those guys, they were hammered and hitting anything and doing it, so that was cool.
Or a lot of times he would say, I think Andrew would say, like, he knew that if he got a banger, then he can go get drunk the rest of the week or whatever until the time where he had to go back out and then he said he normally wouldn't be like drunk skating, but he definitely go celebrate afterwards. And like major celebrate, you know.
And so plus nowadays too, you know, we are thinking of, you know, we want to skate as long as possible too. Like and it's obvious that the alcohol like drains you, you know, like really does. But when I first came here and I was 23, like, wait a second. Remember the first Plan B video, Questionable? There was a retirement part for Matt Hensley. He was in his 20s.
Yeah.
Like, he retirement at 20. Chocolate Tour had Tim Gavin retirement. Like, he was like, what, 30? Like, you know, back then, nobody was thinking that you're gonna last a long time skating. So yeah, fuck it, drink it, whatever.
Right.
But nowadays, like,
they're learning that they can actually keep going.
Yeah, and you know, so many guys, like, you know, working out and have personal trainers, training facility, even training.
Yeah. That's amazing. Right?
There was no training. Back then. Now the dude will go 10 nose grinds, 10 5-0s, 10 lip slides. So, you know, there was none of that. There was no training facility. There was, like, now you have the best board, you have the best shoe, the best facility, best everything.
Right.
So you might as well, you know, do your best too.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yep. So just let's just say I'm stoked that I was in a situation where, you know, the alcohol, although affected me, it didn't affect, you know, forever.
Right.
You know, it was for.
You got ahead of it.
Yep.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
All right, I got one more question. Who would you like to see next on the show?
Ooh. Well, I want to bring Ayala here from New Love. I already said that. This guy here, you're going to have a lot of stories to tell. There are some of the guys that they are with me too, that they are legends in their own way as well. They've been skating for so many years from so many different generations that I would love to have it here too. The guy that was the team manager there for my company there for Glory, Jason Harvey, he'll have a million things to talk about, from building obstacles to having a brand to skateboarding mid-90s in general. So
is he local?
yeah, he's from San Bernardino. I'll mention to him.
Yeah.
Because Jason Harvey, please look him up.
Yeah.
He's the one that does the trampoline skate. If you look it up, tramp skate, if you see him doing trampoline skate, you're gonna say, "Wow, this dude is amazing."
Is he like? Does he do the trampoline and then he flicks it and he lands on a ledge?
Yes,
okay,
yes.
I've seen him before.
You probably seen.
Yeah, I've seen it.
He's amazing,
Yeah.
and all that stuff that he does is first try.
Yeah.
Like, cause he has a trampoline in his house. Like, he get the board and just start doing all the flip tricks, all of them.
Yeah.
All of them first try, and then he has a box to do the trick sliding.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just stop. Back tail, nose blunts. Like, yeah, I would love to see Jason Harvey here.
That's
Jason,
cool.
if you're watching this,
Yes.
do yourself a favor. Talk to these guys.
Yeah.
Like, please.
We're coming for you.
Yes, please. No,
amazing.
I have some dudes that for sure would. I think you guys would appreciate.
For
like,
sure. We
background.
appreciate everybody that comes to the studio, man. It's amazing.
Yep.
You know, we all have a unique story in how we skate and where we come
Yeah.
from. So, but we're all here because of that skateboard.
Yes, skating.
So it's amazing.
It's easy to say. A lot of people say that skate saves lives, but it really does.
Yep. It's like a broken record over
Really
here, man.
does. It
Yes.
really saves. Like, it gives you focus. Like, there was a period in my life, like the second time that I quit my sponsors and stuff, right there, like 14 to 16, something like that. I was literally ashamed. I didn't want to tell anybody that I was a skater, that I had a career. Nobody. But nowadays, guess what? Yeah, I'm proud of this.
Yeah.
Yes, I've been doing for over 30 years. Yes,
That's
I've been
amazing.
doing.
Times have changed though. Times have changed where it's more acceptable nowadays to be like, you know, to be skating.
Olympics.
Oh yeah, that's a big step up. You know, at least for other people to kind of get a peek into our world. You know?
Right. You know
Yeah.
what took me out of that box? My father-in-law. My father-in-law, he would see my stuff on Facebook, right?
Uh-huh.
And one day he came to me and said, "You know what? All these things that you keep posting right there, they're not old. You're doing now, right?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, I'm doing." He's like, "You know, like, I don't think people realize how dangerous this is. You're not wearing any safety equipment
Yep.
and you're skating on cement.
Right.
And you are like," at the time I was like 30 something, you know. It's like you're getting close to 40-year-old and you're still doing all this. You're a fucking badass.
Yeah.
My father-in-law said that. I was like, "Oh, you know
That's
what?
amazing.
I think so. I think, yeah, we are badass."
That's
yeah.
right. That's right. That's right. Peralta, you have any questions?
No.
All right, appreciate you guys, man.
All right, I got one more question
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Peralta. How did you feel when you first seen your ad in a magazine, your very first ad?
So stoked, man.
Hell yeah.
Oh
Did you
man.
buy a bunch of copies or?
The first one I have like one copy. I have on that portfolio right there. The ad was kind of stupid, to be honest with you, but it was my picture.
Yeah.
Like, I was doing a nollie hill on, like, it's a quarter pipe. I was doing a nollie hill to fakie, so I was happy for that. But I think, you know, the feeling to see you in a magazine, that was like, man,
Yeah.
like.
I would have had copies of that thing.
Yeah, I have it. Like from my interview, I have a few copies. Or
Yeah.
out of that Focus magazine, I have a few copies.
If somebody were to go like get that magazine, were they like in your local grocery stores, or did you have to go to the skate shop to get it?
Well, back then,
Because I remember we had Thrasher, like we had magazine sections in our like supermarkets.
yeah, they still have.
And so like I remember pro skaters would talk about like they would go there, they
Right.
would open up their ad and leave it open on so that way when people walk by, like their picture would be shown right there, you know?
Yeah, no, they still have Thrasher at Vaughn's. Like, there's a Vaughn's by my house that I
Yeah.
know. Sometimes I go there and I keep looking.
That's cool.
But I think my when I came out with that, I remember seeing on those newsstands.
Oh,
You know, on newsstands they had for sale, and of course they had it at the shops too.
that's right.
But With the same when I saw my board of my name.
Oh man.
I was like,
do you have?
I still have my first board. I still have my first wheels.
Dang.
So those are the things that I look back and like.
Those are your accomplishments right there.
Yeah, but I think now I'm still like I'm proud for what happened before, but I'm really proud of what's happening right now.
That's amazing.
Really.
And shout out to you for still doing it, man, and not giving up.
No.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Skating until the body can't take anymore, man.
Like Peralta says, until he's in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
You know? All right. Let's get into a crazy question then. Let's see what kind of question you pull out of the bowl here.
Crazy question. Okay.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Ooh. Let's see. That's an easy one.
Yeah.
If you could get your own skate shoe, what company is making it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, hold on. I said it was easy. No, technically it's not easy.
Uh-oh.
Because half cab already exists. So
okay,
I can't say that.
If half cab would give you a colorway, what would it be?
Yeah, like Reynolds had a colorway.
Mm-hmm.
I think Pedro Delfino just had a colorway. Yeah, I would be happy with a half cab colorway.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think I needed my own model. Like,
I mean, it'd be cool.
it would be cool.
Yeah.
But what brands are out there? Skate brand S, right?
Yes,
S is still around.
S,
Lakai.
Ennies.
Lakai. New Balance is doing amazing things with skaters, which is cool. But
they do.
They got Globe.
Globe. Yeah, I would say that. Okay, colorway half cab. I'll take that.
What colors?
It would be mostly black and some little details with the Brazilian colors.
Ooh,
you know,
I like that.
Little pin and stuff.
Yeah. Not the whole thing green and yellow. No. Just
subtle
subtle.
where it works, and then
Maybe
and then you could just put on
green
outfit to match
shoelaces,
it. Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
that little pinstripe on the side can be green.
Yeah, in the back, close to the heel, maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe a collab sewer.
Or you know how we're
Sewer half.
Or you know how it has the Vans.
Right,
there? You can put the Brazilian flag instead.
Right, let's see. So let's see. Let's think here. What would we?
So you know, this little tag right here could be your flag.
Yeah, or maybe this tag right here. I would just put my own tag right here, or put something right here. Right. This is what I think the. I have one. I have the. What's his name? I have a pro model of this one guy that is black and like cream color that has something on the back right here. So I would probably do that. Put the sewer logo right here.
Ooh, we've got to add that too. I
And
love it.
No Vans logo.
No Vans.
And maybe something right here. No,
I
but
don't know if they'll agree with that, but
they must.
They must.
They have to.
it's your crazy question.
It's my crazy question. I have the right to say any crazy answer.
That's right. That's right.
I
love it.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you guys again, man.
We appreciate you
big
coming
deal.
down and sharing your amazing story. Like I said to other people too, this isn't one and done. You're always welcome to come back again.
Please,
in case you want to drop something, we can try and help promote it as well.
Please,
something that we missed that we didn't talk about.
Yeah.
Yes, man. That's the hard part about interviews like this. Like, I'm daydreaming, driving, thinking, oh yeah, I want to talk about this, about that,
and then it goes all out the window when you
Yeah.
get here. It's kind of we just go with the flow. We just have a conversation.
Yeah, no. Again, I appreciate you guys. Big deal.
All
Big
right.
deal.
Give us your shout outs.
Shout outs once again, my family, wife and kids here, Dior, Summer, Raven, love you guys. All the guys from Sewer. I promise I'm not gonna miss the names, okay? Tayo, Dakota, Mikey, Juan, Harvey, Jesse. Am I missing someone?
You forgot yourself.
Myself. Yeah, but all the guys that are with me doing Sewer, like it's such a passion project that wherever Sewer goes in the future, I already won.
Yeah.
Like the whole point of making it is making it. It's not what's gonna happen after. Oh, people gonna buy. Well, yeah, it's nice, when people buy and support you. But the fact that I had an idea and my friends back me and things are still in motion and happening, so I love
everything.
And of course, my Brazilian family, my Panamanian family, my wife, her side of the family is Panamanian, so thank you guys too. And all my friends from Calango back then in Brazil, everybody here, man. I appreciate, keep skating, and I appreciate you guys. Big deal.
Thank you. We appreciate you, man. Thank you. Listo?
Listo.
I got some shout outs. Shout out number one, God. Shout out my family, mom and dad. Shout out Where the Locals Sk8. Shout out off to lunch team, getting out there, getting clips yesterday. Shout out Renato. Came out here, heard about you, your story. You know, got to know a little bit about you. You know, hope to skate some streets soon, and you know more to come.
Yes, let's go.
Yeah. Peralta?
All right, so shout out to Where the Locals Sk8. I missed you guys. I know I spent like 2 weeks off.
Yep.
Renato, it's good to meet you. It's crazy to see that you were skating in the areas with us, and
Yeah, we're in the
like
same area, man.
I feel like we should have ran into each other like plenty of times.
Yeah.
Dude, your story is amazing. Like, it's inspiring, you know, to like showing people that, you know, you can come out here and do whatever you want. It's just what you have up here and how hard you're willing to work for it.
Yes, appreciate that.
You know,
yes, man. You push it through, man. Like, we have so much potential. Everybody has a lot of potential.
You gotta know how to tap into that.
Yeah. You know, don't be content with just the bare minimum. You know, like, you gotta get out of the comfort zone. Like, look at what you guys have here.
Oh yeah.
If you thought that it's too hard, right? You could just say, "Oh, it's too hard, man. It's a lot of work." And no.
Yeah.
Do it. Don't think so much of the results. Just think of the process.
Yeah.
You know, like the reward really is the process, it's not the results.
Right.
You know, because guess what? When you're about to die or lay down on a bed there, you're just going to remember, you know what? I wanted to do that and I did.
Yeah.
I did. I don't care. Nothing else matters.
That just reminded me of that saying. It's not about the destination. It's about the journey.
Yes, that's it. Yeah. Right. The journey we're living here right now, and we're doing something sick right here. Right? Yeah, appreciate you guys.
And then, you know, last shout out goes to my boys on the Off the Lunch squad. I haven't been there lately because, guys, I've been working, but it's life.
Yeah.
But the guys are holding it down for me. I give them the camera and they just kill it.
Dope.
Hey, I need to film with you guys then.
Come on by, dude. You're always more than welcome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna capture. I'll hit you up.
I might hit you up to go film with you.
Let's go UCR, man. I'm telling you.
I'm down. My buddy lives in San Bernardino right there in Temescal, so we can spend the night there at his house and then meet up.
UCR is so easy.
We can just meet up and...
Just meet there.
Yeah.
Just meet at UCR. Like, look, don't get me wrong. We can go skate Walnut High. We can go skate all over.
Yeah.
But these places is one spot.
Yeah.
One spot. You go to UCR, you go to one, I don't like it. Next one. Oh, come on.
There's something for everyone there, right?
Everyone. Manuals, gaps, ledges, rails, everything.
So my favorite spot
I'll go there
there
and
is
knock
that,
it out one day. Let's go.
My favorite spot there is that big, is it like a big gap by the rose bushes? Like people, it's like a stage and it's some stairs. People
it's like a main hall almost.
Yeah, it's like a main stage. It's like a giant gap, dude.
Well,
like people be dropping.
Let's close it out. We'll figure it out after.
Yeah, we'll figure it out when we are there.
Yes. Again, I want to give my shout outs. Thank you for coming down. Really appreciate it. Shout out again to Juan out there, Juan Ayala, for, you know, giving us the recommendation to have you on the show. I really appreciate him shouting you out and bringing you out here, or at least letting us get to know you better.
Yep.
And thank you for coming down. And I got to thank, of course, the Couch Boys here holding it down.
We're back.
Yes, both of them are in the studio today. Thank you guys for holding it down on the ones and twos. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. Thank everybody for liking and subscribing to our channel and following us on the Instagram. Again, if you know somebody that wants to be on the show, hit us up. Let us know. We'll try to get you in the studio as soon as possible. You know, we got a whole list of people, so it may take some time to work with your schedule. So let us know on the Instagram, or if you see us out in the streets. Again, thank everybody for tuning in, and thank all my guests, and thank everybody out there. Keep skating, and until next time, I'm OG Skate Show. Peace.
Yeah. Man, thank you guys.